Hello and welcome. I am the last hit point hero, and you have found your way to TPK Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here and hope you enjoy your stay. Over the course of the next several months, we are going to be playing our way through the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Friends are as fleeting as the warmth of the fire. Once you move beyond their proximity, they fade and disappear, leaving you alone, lost in the cold. First and foremost, no attempt to make the story child-appropriate has taken place. This is a tale of cold isolation, alien incursion, and self-centered divinities. This actual play stream contains adult language, some light gore, descriptions of violence, scary images, and, generally speaking, a great deal of cold. Our players are here to warm the night. Safety tools are in place for the players, but you, as a viewer, do not have such a luxury. So if you know of any issues with the listed topics, please keep a teleportation spell prepped and readied. Barring that ready action, kick back, relax, keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Slap that follow button to join the wonderful world of TPK Roleplay. Click the Discord link that I am almost certain will spontaneously appear in chat at any moment at all, probably from 2 or even 3 people.
Nope, just me.
And above all else, be good. Rule. Be good.
Or don't get caught.
Other part. With no other announcements in mind at the moment, you may not know these amazing players and their characters. Let's change that. Everyone here will say hello, introduce themselves and their character, plug other shows or projects they're participating in, games they play, and if there really is a wise sage at the top of the mountain, what would your character ask them? Now, usually when we go around the horn for introductions, we start to my right, which is my left, because it gets reversed in the video, but we're not going to start there because Brito is taking the evening off for a little bit, and we have the wonderful young Foxy filling in. So, Foxy, you can observe as we go backwards through the order so that you know what to expect when it is your turn. So, instead of heading right, we will go directly above me. The skill each player at this table brings is enough to make any cold-hearted DM glow. But as for the first on our list, I cannot give enough praise, because when you need a lift and a smile, and a PC guaranteed to take the quest bait with a grin, there are few others I would recommend than him. It's Rox.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, the train decided to go in the background at the direct time that you got to me.
That's my favorite train.
I hate it. But yes, I'm Rox. You can follow me on here at Twitch or Twitter at Rox the Wizard. Forgot all the questions. I am playing Neo, he, him, fiery boy, best boy, goodest boy. And if Neo could ask the sage anything, he'd ask him, what's the best way to save the world?
Very sweet. Neo is the bestest boy, and we will continue to see that, I am sure. Continuing in the upper left of your screen, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, there are few in the crew that can make you smile while they bite. I saw the faces of the players in their game covered in both fear and flight. I watched the characters flow as they take to the screen night after night, waking dreams into life with such joy and delight. I'm thrilled to say it's Nif.
Hello, it's me. I'm Niffer. You can find me everywhere at NifferNiff, and I'm playing Laine, the human hexblade warlock, the coolest, saddest boy. Not sad, just, resigned. Laine's a he. I'm a they. Laine would get to the top of Kelvin's Cairn, see what there was a sage, and just kind of be like, and then not say anything. Just would not care to ask.
refuses to participate. Gets all that way and refuses to participate. I believe it. We'll have to
It's a very
see.
Laine thing to do.
Up and around in the upper right side of our portraits with a sweep of the hand, digital paint on the brush causing life and emotion to burst forth across blank canvases. Someone who shows imagination is the starting point of expression, inspiring us to look and see and feel whatever crosses their mind to share. It's Al.
Hi, my name's Al Lucart. I'm an illustrator and tabletop game geek. You can find me on my socials at Al_Lucart. And tonight I'm playing Mirth, a dragonborn bard. And Mirth would look at the sage and probably ask sincerely, where do I go next to find this treasure on this map that brought me here to Icewind Dale?
Wise words. Good thing to follow up on, and we'll see what they have to say if they're even up there. Continuing down, in the middle right column, quiet stoicism, fueled by a mind that shines light on the dark ages, unraveling history's mysteries with simplicity, because the truth's not that hard to see if you're willing to look and have a friend to show you the way. T.
Hello, I'm T. It's good to see everyone tonight. My pronouns are he, they. My character is Brom, the human paladin. He, is a lawful sword and has accompanied them on their mission. His question for the sage is this really the way to the Knights of the Black Sword, the minions of Levistus? He's worried deep in his heart that he's come all this way and won't have anything to show for, his efforts, and possibly may die up here and never find what he's looking for.
That seems like the direction Brom would take. Hopefully we can inject a little optimism into the poor fellow. And last but not least, making sure that Brito's seat stays warm for the moment, we have a new friend in the chair. We wanted to find a player with charm and that perfect face-splitting grin. Someone that won't pull punches and spits truth like fools spit teeth as they limp away from the tweet beatings he passes out. It's Foxy.
I'm sorry, I got a tweet. I didn't expect the intro. Holy crap. Hi, everybody. I'm Foxy. You can follow me on Twitter at young_Foxy. It's right below me. Young no O _ FOXXII. If you're looking to see me do more roleplay stuff, you can catch me here on TPK. I'm around pretty often. And if you want some more than that, I play a fixer named Fox in the Cyberpunk Red setting over at Neon Lights Roleplay. It's the account I'm logged in on and in chat with. So if you see that account in chat, feel free to pop over there and give it a follow. We go live every Sunday, including, I guess not, is today Saturday?
Today's Friday.
Today's Friday.
Okay, time doesn't exist. So this Sunday we'll be going live, so you can catch me over there. Other than that, just see me on Twitter. I talk a lot of trash and I'm really funny, I guess. That's all I got. And tonight I'll be playing Azerus. Azerus is an incredibly ancient warforged construct designed solely for protection and combat and to defend his warlords from an ancient conflict which ended a long time ago. Since then, he takes small gigs defending people, bodyguard jobs, occasional mercenary contracts, designing his only true purpose, which appears to be warfare, nothing else. And I think if I got to the sage, I would ask him, can a being built only for warfare find purpose in anything besides it?
A valid question. And again, we'll have to see. And I, once again, am your humble DM, the last hit point hero. I am he, him as well, and DM, he, him. I can't keep any of that straight because I'm trying to get rid of the green line over my head on the video.
Oh,
But
it's
we
fetching.
are on our way back to Icewind Dale, and as is the habit, I prefer to have old Bitey come to share a few words, to give a good summary of what happened, of what occurred, just kind of bring everyone up to speed. But old Bitey got in really late last night. I mean, usually he just hangs around, but last night, for whatever reason, he was out late, didn't say what he was doing, didn't say what was up. He had a little bit of, like, blood on his tail or something, and some ice on his side. Anyway, I'm not sure what got into him to wander off, but I think he still prepped coverage of last session. So let me just, I'll pull up the scrying pool here, see if we can get a connection. And
Oh, friends both new and old, brought in from the cold. Keegan's concerned he wants to learn if Garrett's crew is... Oh? No. I have them in the cell. If freed you know they'll tell. If me you take both will escape, then heck will bring you hell. Oh!
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Guys, I don't know how much time I have. Mighty's been called away by something or someone. If anyone can hear this message, I need you to inform Heck and Turk that I've broken free for now, but I don't know for how long. I'm in an underground bunker of some kind. It's cold, and the walls are made of metal. I don't know. Something fishy is going on here. I'll be back soon, but until then, Heck, Turk, you gotta be careful. All right. Gotta go before he gets back.
Tarrant!
Wait. Who's that?
Tarrant! Is that you?
well, that was strange, to say the least. Hasn't happened before. I'm gonna have to check on old Bitey later, make sure everything's okay. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
Hear what?
that's something.
Yeah, that old bitey homicidal now.
Don't know.
I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about it. We don't want to
So maybe
attract
I think
attention
we should
here.
do that one alone.
Won't question it.
Yeah, you know?
It's
what may be best for
Sounds
us?
dire.
What
So
may
how
be
about
best
that
for-
snow out there, huh?
Yeah, let's
uh,
just stay out of this. I mean, I don't know what's going on. We've established that no one here knows what's going on. So hopefully we'll get some answers soon. But until then, we'll play the game, and everything will be just fine. Sure, everything will be just fine. Oh, sorry, I get. All right. We left off last session with the group just making their way over a ledge and finding a figure beloved by the dog Little Boy, leaning in the snow, gripping a bloody wound in their stomach. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and just put you right into the scene. And everyone can place themselves wherever they would like in that box. I think I have tossed the tokens in all... Oh, wrong scene, sorry. So there should be a box at the bottom, somewhere close to the bridge.
Yeah, because we just got an avalanche.
So
Yeah.
what happened just before is a small avalanche took place, and the group was able to make their way out of it, climb up the last section, and just get over the lip of this part of the climb. And as you all begin to collect at the top of this lip, you see a few things. One, you see the figure that greeted you, gripping their stomach, and then you see what appears to be a statue standing still at the right at a rickety old wooden bridge stretched across a cavern.
I have a question. Is that Thorin Oakenshield?
That is Garrett, your
Our
friend, who you
over.
recognize.
Okay. Just checking.
He-
Yeah, Garrett. My
He
friend.
grips his stomach and looks up and says, "Oh, it's so good to see a smile in the snow."
I'll be happy to provide some healing if
Yeah, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
you need.
Well, that would be absolutely
I would-
fabulous.
I would like to just like go help, like cradle, I guess, like help him up and stuff.
You'd like to tenderly cradle him in your arms.
Look, his husband.
Are
isn't
you
here to
well?
do it. His husband isn't here to do it. I need to do that.
Ah!
Trouble.
No,
Someone
Neo,
wants to go pet the
You're not
dog.
allowed to think those thoughts.
Hey, I
What's
would
up?
want someone to do the
No
same for
thoughts.
me.
All right, that's fair. Okay, so Brom is going to give some healing to Garrett.
Garrett. Yep.
Garrett, not Gareth. I'm sorry.
Nope,
I don't know where
Garrett.
Gareth came from. Garrett is going to get some healing. He can have up to 20 hit points. What does he need?
However much you want to give him. So you just
I'll
a
give him-
handful would be fine. So
I'll give him 10.
10, that would be great.
That moment when I can't remember if Mirth got healed or not last time.
You
He
did
had-
not. Remember we made that meme?
Oh my god. Oh, so Jared just swanned by and Mirth is like, okay, so fine.
We don't.
Just standing there like, and I'll take a number.
I'm sorry. Oh no. He just used a false
Nope.
healing now.
Nobody heals
Sorry.
Mirth ever. It's the running
That's
joke now.
okay. Yeah, I know.
I
Mirth is
mean-
like, it's fine.
Neil's gonna
Garrett-
go pet the
Keep going.
dog. Wow.
Garrett
Raising
takes
his
the
arm.
arm and accepts the healing from Brom. He's like, oh, that feels so much better. Little boy starts jumping up and down, and Garrett gets kind of a smile on his face and starts ruffling the dog's ears on either side. Oh, you've been a good boy. Yeah, get down. Big good boy. And then his tone changes and he just says, down. And little boy sits, stone statue, just from the change of tone. Oh,
Mirth tries not to sit. As this is happening, Mirth is watching with interest, and then he's gonna look slowly over at the statue. What does the statue look like, Foxy? I assume, like, what do we see?
So from what you can see, this figure is looks almost kind of like a warrior, almost imposed in a very, very sort of sentinel-like pose. His blade is wide, almost flat, like it could be a club, but the edges are still very sharp, with the handle both at the end and also in the middle, like it could be gripped in the middle if needed to be. The end is sort of jammed into the rock just a bit. The figure stands there with these wide, studded shoulder pads on either side, kind of framing a wide crowned head. You see a blue gem and two sort of blue, I guess, holes where you would assume there to be eyes, but they're very stagnant, no light or mirth coming from them. And more than that, you can see snow piled off on the shoulders and sort of around the blade and the arms. This figure clearly hasn't moved, and you don't even know how.
Question: is there blood on the blade?
I'd imagine there's probably at least some blood on the blade, yeah.
Does it look fresh though?
I think that's a GM difference.
All right. Mirth is going to narrow his eyes at the statue and then look back and forth in a cartoonish, like the audience can follow the gaze kind of a way. Just noticing and wondering, oh God, there is such a thing as magic in this world. So he's going to tentatively creep over here and wait for everybody to stop fanning over this handsome sparkle of a man before asking questions about the massive blood sharpened batleth wielding statue just sitting here. Oh no.
Brom's going to ask Garrett before they go any farther what happened.
Oh. Well, I was... Laine,
Yeah.
what are you doing up here on Kelvin's Cairn? This is...
What are you doing up here? Keegan asked me to come find you.
Oh, Keegan worries. You know Keegan. I'm perfectly fine. It's not the first time up the mountain and back.
I think he was right this time.
Well, little boy did what he was supposed to do, went and got help, and help's here,
That he
so
did.
it's hard to complain too much. You're a good boy, aren't you, little boy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, sorry. Ran into a little trouble.
A little.
That sword? Mirth is gonna gesture, like, listening to this. Is that your blood?
Huh? Oh, Azerus? Oh, no.
Wait, this statue has a name?
You
Yeah.
know it?
Is it a god? Mirth
at
says sort
the-
of naively.
The
Probably
moment
statue
Garrett
of God.
says Azerus, you turn and notice that the blue gem in the middle kind of sparks to life of the
Oh
light.
no, you're Alexa.
And then the blue, like the eyes kind of like slowly run to light, and the like it's still kind of like not moving yet, but the head kind of picks up, and you hear, "Primary directive: defend Garrett.
Garrett's fine, Azerus.
Returning to standard mode." And then
Thank
kind of pulls back down a bit.
Well,
Thank you,
that's an
Azerus.
upgrade since
Was
last
that
I saw
normal?
you.
Well, Keegan worried about going up here between the crag cats and the yetis and everything else, and insisted that we bring some extra protection. And, well, we found this old model warforged that has been, quite frankly, quite helpful.
Azerus aims to assist, he says, kind of like turns his head to a bit to Garrett, and then right back to the middle.
You warm up to him, trust me. He's not that
Wait,
bad.
why didn't he carry you down the mountain?
Well, you see, it's a side effect of being as old as this model is. It freezes up every once in a while, and it needs to warm up a bit before we can get going again.
Power core functionality at 37%. Mobility in 7 minutes.
Seems about right.
Perhaps.
Sabine is going to kind of creep over and look at Azerus and kind of give him a strange look, and then suddenly a figure is going to appear on the top of Azerus's
Do
head.
not kidnap the baby.
And this figure, probably about 18 inches tall this time, and they are wearing a hat and a red blazer and a plaid kilt, and they have in one hand a microphone, and they're going to look around and say, I feel like giving a tour. Yes, a tour would be fun. Do you want to go? Wonderful. And in a moment, both Sabine and this figure, as quickly as it appeared, disappears. Azerus is now standing in about a 5-foot diameter circle of melted snow that has grass and flowers blooming. Sabine is nowhere to be seen.
Where did Sabine go?
Should we be concerned?
Proximity
No.
alert.
Oh, calm down, Azerus. It's too late.
Returning to
The idea
idle
of
mode.
Azerus. Oh, I love that.
Can you walk now? Yeah, Azerus. Brom himself has gotten up from where he was kneeling, kind of walks over to look. Obviously, Sabine is not there anymore, but Brom is not the smartest person, so he's kind of like looking around, like, is she actually gone?
She'll be back. I promise. Remember I took a similar trip. It's the same. I promise. My word.
I suppose.
They
Alright.
really got to stop doing that. Taking our
Yes,
friends.
they do. And I just like look up very pointedly.
Oh, but anyway, you were asking. So, we ran into some Yeti on the way up the mountain. It happens from time to time. The Yeti migrate from the plains and up the mountain, and apparently they've made a bit of a home in a cave up there. And apparently, myself and Azerus and those I was escorting up were, let's just say, not invited.
Where are the other people at?
Well, small bad news in that regard. One of them make it right away, the Goliath. Yetis have a thing for decapitation, and poor guy didn't make it. But the good news is that Yetis tend to play with their food, so the other three might still be alive.
Mirth just gives him a despairing and horrified look as he's saying this, like, what?
We've got to go rescue him.
We'll have to hurry then.
Yes.
Yep.
He would help Garrett to his feet, and kind of like draws his sword and starts walking towards where Azerus is. So obviously now they have some Yetis to look for.
So as Brom is walking by, I think that Mirth swans dramatically into his arms and goes, healing for Mirth, and then bats his non-existent eyelashes because he's like a lizard.
Hey, hate to spoil that, but did Brom just draw a weapon?
Brom to totally draw a weapon because he's looking for.
Azerus, you notice like at the shaking, you rumbling, kind of like gets a lot stronger, and Azerus manages to lift the chunk of the sword out and kind of takes like a grabbing the middle handle into like a stance, pointing it.
I'm gonna die.
Proximity weapon alert.
Azerus, hold.
Defense,
Azerus. Oh,
priority weapon detected.
Just wait. Azerus.
I'm like a cocktail
Azerus,
weenie. I'm just gonna die.
And Garrett is gonna reach into his coat and pull out like this folded up piece of paper and unfold it and start looking at it.
Oh no,
Azerus, wait. Okay, Azerus, wait.
Azerus kind of, the sword comes back up, and then rather than going like back into the ground, kind of just goes over his shoulder this time, and he just goes, stand down, formation, and kind of like falls back a bit, but like it's still keeping his eyes very, very closely on Brom.
Azerus, record new allies.
Recording non-hostile entity, and like the guys like you kind of like see like a bit of glow coming out of the eyes for a bit, registering 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4.
I think that worked.
Understood. Non-hostile registered.
He
kind of like you see like takes the sword back onto the ground, and then in like the most like cheesy gesture ever, kind of like awkward hand forward. Greetings, friends.
Brom doesn't laugh, but I did. He shoves his hand out back as if he's going to shake hands with the construct.
Azerus takes like specifically like Brom's wrist in like a warrior's kind of grip, shakes it at once, and goes, designation, Azerus.
Brom.
Registered. Greetings, Brom. And then like lets it go. Like holds the shake for like obviously like a few seconds too long, but eventually like lets it go and kind of like falls back.
So cute. Mirth is going to introduce himself by putting out his hand like a princess and say, Mirth, nice to meet you, Azerus. Now let's see what he does.
Registering the sort of like princess gesture, Mirth kind of falls into this very, very firm salute, just goes, greetings, your highness. Designation, Azerus, the Ever Sentinel.
Okay, that was
cute as
in
hell.
character. Oh my gosh, no, super in character. Mirth lets out a little screech of delight and is like, yes, you can just call me that. Totally charmed, delighted. At least somebody around here appreciates me as I bleed onto Brom.
Neo runs up and does the same gesture that you do to Mirth. My name's Neo. It's nice to meet you.
Recognizing the same gesture, Neo kind of having already been in the salute, this is there's now more than one nobility figure here. Azerus kind of falls into this like very low kind of like it's not like a full kneel, but like because he's like 7 foot tall, so he's still kind of like he's like half feet as tall as you guys, falling over and just goes, noble court, recognize designation, formality.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's
thanks
just
to royalty.
I'm supposed to be a
you kind of see like a
grumpy
bit of like a
person.
secondary
Yeah.
glitch, and then Azerus kind of like recognizes how dumb he looks and kind of comes back up and just goes, apologies, Azerus's cycles are ancient by comparison.
Garrett will put a hand on Laine's shoulder and go, I'm never gonna get used to this.
You are the one that signed up for this.
Keegan
Hate to
signed
break it to
me
you,
up.
buddy. And I like pat the shoulder in a, yeah, you're supposed to feel that in your wounds kind of way, because you deserve this.
Azerus spends his whole interaction just like idly looking around for threats, just kind of
Can I like help? Can I help Garrett up at all and like kind of get him settled?
So with the
Are we
healing,
supposed to take him with us?
he
Do we
stands
leave him
up and, well, I'm not staying here, and I wouldn't be much of a guide if I left those 3 behind. I need to at least figure out what happened to them. Little boy, come. He pats his thigh, and little boy jumps up on all 4s and begins following Garrett incredibly closely.
Job's not done till we get you off this mountain, so we're coming with.
Is Garrett's mobility impaired?
The
Garrett?
boy needs training anyways. And I just kind of like nudge at Neo. Just like,
He just looks at you and smiles.
Aw.
Found your way into...
face it, you're my son now.
Got
'Cause you
quite
need
the
it more
hangers on
children.
here then, huh?
I'm working again. And I just kind of
Really?
like give a sigh. Yeah.
Oh.
As you may have noticed, and I like gesture to the like 5-foot circle of grass.
Still around then?
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Okay, you don't have bragging rights just because I'm coming here to rescue you. You know that.
Oh no, I'll definitely come out ahead here. No worries there. All right.
And you're not telling Keegan.
Oh, Keegan is going to know everything.
And he's gonna know it in song, Mirth says helpfully in the background.
I
Always
like
waiting.
them. I like them a lot. Well, so up the mountain is across the bridge. Fortunately, the Yeti didn't follow us across, and we were able to rest for a bit while the robot over there, I think is what Keegan calls it, froze up. So it actually worked out pretty well. But be careful on the bridge. You have to
Yep.
keep at least 10 feet between each other, or the whole thing might collapse.
We're just doing remote offense at term robot. Designation, warforged.
Keep
Garrett
that
will
in
look at
mind.
this paper in his pocket again. Garrett sincerely apologizes for his... Wait, is that Keegan? Keegan folds it up. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this. Azerus the Warforged. Let's go. And,
Do we?
go ahead.
Sorry, out of character. Do we have any potions left? Any of the health potions? Because I think Mirth is probably going to need them. Brom just spent all of his healing points on Garrett.
Mirth is fine. What are you talking about?
Prime mirth health.
Are there none?
Okay.
Okay.
If I stay in the back, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I have 7 hit points. That is more than enough to punch a Yeti.
Yeah. You can, distance spells. I don't know.
Do we
Social
not have
distance.
Yeah.
Socially distance, kill the war.
All right.
No.
So,
All right.
Brom, was
Sorry,
it?
Brom.
He gestures toward you. Brom, right?
That's me. Yes.
Are you more of a front of the line type person or back of the line?
I am Sir Brom Rowan Layton, and I am indeed meant to front the line. He says, and he kind of gestures to his breastplate and
I'm like,
his sword.
look at the armor on this guy. Of course he is.
Just a formality.
He's very big.
I'm going to
Someone
use
could-
prestidigitation to make Brom's armor glitter when he does that.
You could probably sled in his breastplate. He's a very large guy.
Noticing the glitter, Azerus will kind of just gesture over a little bit and kind of like nudge the armor a bit and just go, "Your integrated plating seems loose."
Brom's just like, it's part of the design. It's meant to be loose, he says, and he kind of like knocks at it.
The fleshborn continue to confuse me.
I think the confusion will continue, says simply. Like, it's only going to get worse from here.
Very obvious, loud, robotic blinks, not registering the joke, just like blink, blink, blink.
Brom just kind of makes a an amused huff, which is like one of the few times you can actually catch him laughing. And he walks past respectfully to front the line so that can protect all the squishies because he unwisely healed the wrong person.
I'm gonna just like kind of put my sword, like the nudge of my sword, kind of like on my shoulder, and begin marching right behind Brom.
Azerus, please take up the rear. There's likely crag cats about, and I'd hate to be caught from both sides.
Order understood, Azerus says, and then kind of like stops right at the bridge, and then kind of like just like turns aside to let the other people go past.
Neil's gonna run forward to Brom. I'll take the front as well.
Okay, 10 feet between as you run by.
Social distancing.
Social distancing. Be careful.
Doesn't Azerus stop and just stops?
Yeah, I'm just like
slowly back up.
Okay, to be fair though, I don't breathe, so I don't think you have to worry about anything in that regard. So
Brom, as soon as you step on this bridge, it begins to sway and creak under the weight of you and your armor. You can feel the tension on either side in the not the handrails, but in the ropes that are at waist level. And with every step, there's just this creak and this howling wind that screams up through the gorge beneath you.
I look character. Bad time to mention that I weigh at least a couple tons.
Oh.
This is why
Also
you're
bad
last, Azerus.
Also, I haven't actually been cleared as a friend with you. I need to do that.
Yeah. So
we haven't paired devices.
We haven't synced your Bluetooth yet.
My bad.
Garrett
I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm good.
Azerus, Laine, Azerus.
Hi.
Azerus will briefly, register. Just non-hostile recognized. Greetings, friend.
I just give you a nod.
And then Azerus just kind of stays with the hand out, just stays there. Blink, blink, blink.
Grab.
Shakes a couple times.
Am weak as all get out.
Just you shall remain behind me.
Not necessary.
Azerus then lets go and says,
I have a strength of 7, young.
I register mild offense in your voice. Apologies.
What's everyone's passive perceptions?
Oh,
I
Good
love
question.
hearing that.
Not high, I don't think. No, I actually have dumb high wisdom, so maybe it's really good.
And then Brom, don't go
11.
further than you've gone.
Oh no.
Mine's 14.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
9.
9.
Yeah. Brom has his sword out at least. He doesn't say anything, but he looks quietly anxious, when you're climbing a rock face or something, and then you realize what you're doing is dangerous. That just little pluck of fear. But he keeps going, and once he gets to the end, he'll stop and wait for the others.
So Neo, you were following along behind?
Yes.
How close would Neo be following?
He heard 10 feet, so 10 feet behind.
Right.
So we're gonna. This is 10 feet. Yep, we're right there.
All right. Who'd be next in the marching order? Spread out.
I'd be right next to Garrett.
Okay.
Assisting if he needs it still.
Are you guys gonna go next?
We can.
So Garrett is gonna start heading across. I grab.
And the dog can just swim through the air.
Just kind of dump it. Don't worry.
The best pupper.
The pupper's fine. He doesn't weigh enough to bother the whole thing.
Andy can levitate.
Yeah, he's a magic puppy.
Honestly.
Puppies have plot armor in this game.
Good.
Haven't you heard all puppies are magical?
Yeah.
All puppies here
They are magic.
So as Garrett starts to make his way across, You hear scrabbling of rocks not too far away, and a familiar cry. And as you look off to the right, you can see scrambling over the top of this ridge from below a crag cat that makes its way into the snow and runs straight toward Laine.
Proximity alert!
I just unsling shield and just like step in front of Mirth to just start blocking and drawing aggro.
And Brom, I'm moving the map. You see the same thing on the other side. Crawl up over the ledge and start running your way. Both of them are going to be able to get all the way up and attack before anyone saw.
Oh.
This one runs up to Laine and slashes with its claw for a 10, which misses. And the one charging Brom will do the same. A 21 will hit Brom. And as it begins running, it leaves the ground and starts flying towards you with both its claws extended. This crag cat now, these stalked you before, but this time you get a good look at them. They're huge, thick-shouldered, furry panthers that leap through the air to attack. And it comes flying at you, Brom, with both claws out. You take 11 slashing damage as it rolls just about max damage. Oh, that is max damage. And you need to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone beneath it. 23. You are perfectly fine. This crag cat comes running, reaches out, slashes you with both claws. You stay strong. You take a few steps back, look back up, and it would probably be a good idea to initiative.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm worried for Laine.
I'm rolling real click-clacks tonight.
Okay.
Oh,
I
right.
swear to God, if Laine dies, I'm gonna die of guilt.
I'm
Why
not
would
a
you
very
die?
fast boy,
'Cause
I gotta say. Yeah, that's a 9.
Oh.
I'm not exactly the fastest boy.
It's okay. You're already the favorite boy.
Oh,
You're doing good.
stop it.
Mine was worse, so it's
I won't be doing good till I've murdered everything that's threatening you guys.
Aww.
That's the
Oh,
nicest
he's a
thing
good
you've ever
boy.
said to me.
It's a shame that Brom spent all of his healing on NPC. Oh well.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
thought that counts.
Okay, so DM, I
Yes.
swear I'm gonna put in my initiative at some point, but every single time we've played many times, no, I haven't done it, so I have to roll manually again.
That's fine.
Sorry.
No problem.
Oh, I got a 23!
Okay.
Yay!
Oh, but I'm so wounded.
Take care of yourself.
You can run faster. You can run first.
Please.
There's Naruto
Yeah.
running through the snow.
Please.
Laine would tell you, like, get out.
Oh, son of a... Okay, I'm sorry.
No, don't. I know exactly what to do here. It's fine.
Okay.
Also, I think everyone just got +2s.
Hooray!
Did chat do that? Oh,
Yeah, chat just gave us all
thanks,
plus.
Sir Heck.
Hecka.
Like
Cool.
everyone.
you.
Thank you, Sir Heck.
Heck, my love.
Thank you.
You are my faves.
And I'm
Also-
pretty sure that Azerus has advantage from earlier.
Nice.
Oh, I do? Oh, cool. Well, then I'm gonna do it again and get a 3, which is worse than the first roll.
Oh.
Listen, I have 8 dexterity, okay?
Okay, all right. It happens. It happens. It's all right. No
Look,
reason.
all of us have a dump stat. I respect that.
I technically have 2. I almost had 8 intelligence too. I was like, no, I'm so
That's-
old I can't be that dumb.
Hey, that's like my life. You're not allowed to use that line. Anyways, that wasn't Brom, that was me. Brom
really
is
feel that.
Brom is like young and dumb, so. But yeah.
Brom's the
Anyway.
himbo.
It's why I make
Yes.
all my D&D characters young and dumb, because I'm old and dumb, so I can just like I can just not like it's okay that I'm this dumb, you know?
All right. I am having trouble getting them in there.
You got it.
Um,
We're keeping the crowd entertained, don't you worry.
yes, we're busy entertaining them. Speaking of which, I love that like immediately Brom has as many hit points as Mirth, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that was a rough one, I gotta say.
Yeah. It thought there was tuna inside of your clanging armor.
Yeah, that's
Ugh.
how that one went
feed
down.
me.
I told you your plating was loose. I don't know why you didn't. You were literally warned. I gave you the heads up and everything.
Didn't tighten it.
You gotta
We're
tighten it up.
gonna- We're gonna
Got-
need this warforged. We
Gotta
just
get
need to
those bolted
physically
down.
throw Azerus at the cat. Just lift him and throw 2 tons of warforged into
Yo, and
its
I'm
face.
low-key
And
mad
run.
because the initial character build I had was like way more like defensive and guardian-y, but I was like, no, it's cool. They have a paladin. I'm not gonna be like the full tank. I'm gonna like, go be like a bit more fighty.
When
Yeah.
well, like level 4 and up, Brom will be very tanky, but right now he is baby
Wait.
tank squishy. Yeah.
Don't worry. I will keep the little ones safe. It's my job.
All right.
You gotta
Now,
keep them safe
hey
for
now.
him.
They're my kids. Look out.
You can keep them. I just want to break the things that are trying to hurt them.
You can co-parent.
You can go.
You will
It's a polycule.
you'll be a trusted Manny.
Yes.
All
All right, we are set.
That's
I had to fix Garrett. I got
Yeah,
Garrett
to-
fixed. It is Mirth's turn.
Yay.
Let's do it.
We gotta protect baby Yoda and Neo.
Baby Yoda Neo.
I'm all healed up.
Yeah, Baby
Protect him.
Baby Yoda's
Oh
gonna
my
like karate kick these cats.
Baby
And,
Yoda's
like,
gonna be fine.
The
It's
thing
fine.
is, Baby Yoda's really competent. That's the
Yeah.
thing we underestimate. Is like he's just messing stuff up. Okay, speaking of competent,
I like this because
Mirth
I
is-
see the Mandalorian. And that makes me happy.
I can see it. So Mirth is going to cuss in Draconic and is going to jog backwards, kind of like tripping on his own tail. And he's gonna actually, Al just discovered that they have one more ability to use Healing Word, which apparently I didn't see. So Mirth is gonna take out a coin and go, "Come on, Timora," and he's gonna flip it to see if he is able to get any hit points back. We pray, we wish, we hope.
Thank you.
All right, please work. Yay! Okay, cool. I got 7 back. So 14.
Great!
Oh,
my
that's
god,
so
my
much
arm
better.
hurts.
Wonderful.
Ow. Okay.
So healing word's a bonus action, so you still have your action.
Oh, I do? Haha! Okay, let's attempt to be useful. Do I have spells though? Anything I can do? Oh, Bardic Inspiration. I'm gonna cast that on Laine.
Your
Um,
bonus
that's a
action
bonus.
was your healing word, so you are out of bonus.
Dang it,
action.
me. I am. Okay, well, I'm going to say thanks, Laine. And then what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna be listening, but I'm gonna go get my lazy egg chips and I'll come right back.
Okay. I wonder,
This background track is a slap, bro. I'm a fan of it.
It is good.
Got some serious vibes.
Okay, I'm going to use Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And what Mirth is going to do is after he flips the coin and it lands heads up and Timora gives him a little extra something, he's going to concentrate, and having been inspired by the story of the Yetis, he's going to make a Yeti roar happen, coming in hot behind the crag cat. That's the best he can do. But it's just a
Yes, good.
sound.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what he's going to do with his action, is make it sound like an angry Yeti is coming thundering off from behind the cliff there.
Give me a deception check with advantage.
Ooh, okay. Let's see if I get...
Laser pointer. Someone said in chat.
Let's see if I can
Just a
do...
beam from the sky, just like.
Oh my god, I wish I should have Chat's brilliant. Okay. And I'm gonna use my +2.
All right, sounds good.
That's deception. Okay, 4. 16? Total?
You make out the roar of a Yeti, which you heard earlier in the snow from your trip to Brynshender to begin with. And the crag cat pulls its weight down low to the ground, and you see it kind of turn to look back behind it. It seems a bit put off by the sound. I'm going to give the next person that attacks that crag cat advantage as it's distracted.
The idiot. Okay, I'll end my turn.
Garrett in the middle of the bridge is gonna grab both arms and go, "Whoa, this is not good. Little boy, sick him," and points to the crag cat up there.
Yeah.
And then he is going to, it says rapier, but he's going to take out a short bow. And he is going to take a shot at actually the one across the way, because that is the one that has done the most damage so far.
I can handle this one. It's fine.
Rapiers actually like it shoots rapiers out of the short bow.
Shoot
That'd be
rapiers out of the
amazing.
short bow.
And it just pulls a rapier out.
Arrow goes flying, and it flies true and nails the crag cat for 6 damage.
6 damage.
Very nice.
The cat flinches and growls his way. And then the crag cats get it. Oh, little boy gets a turn.
Pupper.
The pupper is going to go running toward that same crag cat, stopping just as soon as he gets to it, and he is going to bite at it, start grabbing at its legs, trying to pull it away from Brom. A 15 is plenty to hit it. It takes a chunk out of this thing's leg, does another 7 damage to it. Biting into the fur and getting a good grip underneath, just starts shaking. Crag cat needs a strength saving throw. And fails. And as little boy is tearing at the leg, the crag cat just flops down prone onto the ground.
Nice.
That's my boy.
Yeah, the cat's gonna just howl,
Excellent.
stand back up, and concerned about the wolf attacking it, is going to take a swipe at little boy.
That monster.
We're gonna John Wick it, guys.
We absolutely are.
We're going in.
A 23 will hit little boy
No.
No.
for 7 slashing damage as a claw just rakes across little boy.
That cleric, we need heals for little boy.
And little boy's all right. He's whimpering.
He's a tough doggo.
Kind of gets back up and starts growling at the crag cat. Forgot to give that 7 damage to. And
Good
Get
boy.
disadvantage.
crag cat has disadvantage. The other one is going to attack Laine. It will try and slash at you. Reaches out its claws. Each of its claws is just massive. 24 to hit
Shoot. Yep.
Oh,
for 7 damage as this claw just rakes across your chest.
That's fine.
no.
Makes that terrible call that they made.
That was the cat, not me. It's fine.
Laine, it's your turn.
All right. Cool.
Can you imagine?
Must be playing a serious character right now. I can't believe I keep breaking myself.
So good though.
All right.
Okay.
So, Laine, having taken this hit, just kind of like leans, does the like wipe blood away from my face, and just kind of grabs along the side of his face because he's got these tattoos all over from his patron, and he's going, like, they're going to start lifting up like they do when he casts magic, and he's going to tear the Vegvisir one off the side of his face and yeet it at the Yeti as he marks Hexblade curse. And it's just going to kind of just magically brand on this crag cat's face and just glow as it is marked, and I get lots of cool damage bonus stuff.
Hey!
Yay!
And then, so that's my bonus action to do Hexblade curse. Can I move through Azerus's space onto the bridge?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to go here.
Okay.
I will take an attack of opportunity if he cares to do so.
Okay, the first thing that's going to happen is when you step here, the bridge is going to begin to creak and crack under the weight of you and Garrett. And Garrett turns and goes, stop, 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 stop. Don't come any closer.
I'm gonna like very carefully back up a little more. And from here, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast on the crag cat.
Okay, so you can hear the tension in the bridge with the two of you there in the middle. And you can almost make out the twing.
I'll get off so fast. I'll get off like in 2 seconds. Just let me cast the spell a second.
All right, crag cat's going to slash at you at the way by. It does slash at you, and you take 8 on the way by.
No AC. It just did.
It rolled a 20.
Okay.
It's a monster. It pretty much just like could go like a dog with a toy and cause lots of damage.
Brings it home you a little bit. Oh no.
My character sheet just decided to not work. I'm sorry.
And then, Sir Heck, I didn't forget about your disadvantage. I gave it to the other one up there.
Thanks.
Wanted to let you know.
Wait, what happened to Laine?
I stepped out, and so I got an attack. That's all. And now I would like to cast Eldritch Blast on it.
Go ahead.
Because it's a Hexblade's curse, I get extra damage, and I also crit on it with a 19 or 20.
Yay!
Oh, did you roll a crit?
And
Yes?
I have used my advantage on this, and I nat 20'd with Sir Heck's advantage, so thank you very much.
Sir Heck was a +2 for you, I believe.
No, I got
I see it. I
advantage
see.
from her.
Rob Rowling gave you advantage.
Oh, Rob. Sorry. Rob. That one.
So perfect. Nat 20 goes rolling
Nat
down.
20.
And tell us about your Warlock
So,
Blast.
Yeah, the runes kind of lift off of my skin as I just like start hurling magic at this crag cat. So I do Eldritch Blast is 1d10, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I do additional damage equal to my proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Does that get doubled as part of the crit or not?
It does not, because crit only doubles
Okay.
the roll.
So 8 points of damage, and that cat is pulled towards me 10 feet, which I believe tips him off the edge.
Okay. So, 8 damage first. What did you roll?
I rolled 3 on the dice.
Okay.
It's force damage.
Make sure you gave yourself. Wanted to make sure you gave yourself the 2. That was all.
Yep.
So
I'm like wrapping my hand into the rope of the bridge just to brace myself in case anything bad happens.
And then it pulls 10 feet closer to you, which pulls it right to the edge of this cliff face, and it's just claws scratching at the snow, trying to get a grip and trying to keep from going toward the side. And
Hit it.
stops right
It's
there.
like when you're trying to get a spider with a boot. Oh my god, get it.
Can I opportunity attack it? It did walk next to me.
Forced movement does not provoke.
You're right, that's true. I forgot.
I am going to look at you, though, and just be like, push it! And just kind of reach to, like, hold on to Garrett, just in case the bridge breaks from this cat being thrown into it.
Okay. So you can still standing there. You hear the ting, 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 ting of pieces of the bridge of the rope starting to break.
Wait, I do have extra movement. Would that? Never mind. He took his opportunity attack, so I could walk on by.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do I drag him with or not? Real question.
Tell me. Garrett is standing there going, "No, get back! No, no,
Yep.
no."
I'm backing
no.
up then. I'm backing this way, and like motioning to Azerus, like, get him off, get him off, get him off.
On it, boss.
Azerus, your turn.
All right, so like clearly denoting the plan, and we're obviously in combat now. The blue in Azerus' eyes shifts over to red as well as the gem.
Yes.
Like full combat mode initiated. He kind of like comes down. You see like it falls in the same stance. You hear like some pistons kind of rev for a bit, and he just kind of charges at this cat. And like, so I'm hitting it, but I'm intending to like send it off over the edge is the game plan. I'm not just like trying to like, cut at it, obviously.
All right,
So I might even like be coming at it with like kind of like the flat side of the blade, kind of like just like
Baseball swing.
all of my stuff.
So you can shove it, which is an athletics check against its athletics. If you win, you
cool.
push it 5
I
feet.
count as a size larger for those.
Okay, good, because there would have been a problem with it being larger than you. So you are the same
Yeah,
size
I
of it.
for that.
You got a thing for that.
All
It's
right,
the
so
best.
here's my athletics check. It happened.
Just
Yep.
Sparta kick him.
And it rolled a 5.
Oh, I got it.
There. Oh, sorry.
We
It's
are the best team.
it's whispering everything. No wonder. I kept wondering why.
We are the best team.
We did it.
Yes.
Teamwork.
That is I
Yes.
hate always whisper. It
That's
takes
all good.
so much. It kills
Yeah, I
the.
know. It's like that.
So Team Southbridge here did a real good job. Like,
Made it happen. All right.
It's
That's
like
it.
I've
That
done
falls
this
in.
before.
So,
Honestly.
Azerus, tell me what happens as you
All right,
charge
so yeah,
into
so
this
again,
cat.
like so he'll kind of like get in stance and like charge up, and like once he gets closer, like plant a foot in, and you can like hear like the revving of motors. Each kind of like builds up power, and then just like slams with all the force he kind of can muster. Like it's almost like a piston kind of coming out.
He like monkey D. Luffy this thing
Yeah,
off of the
kind of
cliff.
like walks up, held it, just,
Funny.
and then
he
like
used his
like-
down B.
yeah, I just like smacked it, like Smash Bros. Baseball bat, sending this thing off. Like it goes
Tangled.
flying, it hits that other cliff wall and just like collapses down to his death, screaming the whole way down. And that's just kind of like, sword back to his side again. It's just like, more combatants, register.
All right, one caveat: you didn't send it flying 30 feet. You only sent it flying 5. So
Okay, I'll
in your
relax.
mind, it hit the other cliff, but it still
In my
fell.
mind, it hit the other cliff, okay? It looked really cool in my head.
That's all that matters. I can't.
Hey, did it die?
It yowls on the way down as it starts falling down the cliff, bouncing against the sides a few times. And Laine, yes, you do feel
I get hit points back.
as this cat just plummets down the cliff.
Yeah.
Do the tattoos fly off of it and land back on you? Is that how that works?
Let me do math a second, then I can describe that. I regain hit points to my warlock level plus charisma, so I get 6 hit points back. Hooray! My
Yay.
health doubles.
Like, as
Good
the
job.
tattoos, like, come flying back up to you, Azerus kind of, like, sees this happening and kind of looks, and, like, it's almost, like, low enough that you can't hear, like, you're close to me so you can hear it, but, like, no one else really
Yeah.
does. It's kind of just like, your magic is of the old world. Like, in, like, somewhere between, like, wonder and also maybe slightly fear.
Yeah. Almost like, kind of like a blood stain. The ink just kind of reappears in like a bleed and sprawls across the rest of his face again.
Perfect.
And replaces itself.
That's so
Look, I am this character for the aesthetic and the aesthetic only.
and
It's
there's
a nice-
nothing wrong with it.
It's a good.
Okay.
Smoky eye.
Nice aesthetic.
If you're gonna aesthetic, you might as well warlock, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Azerus, anything else? You still have a bonus action and movement.
I guess I could. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't want
Just
to go on the
punt us
bridge.
across. Just punt us across.
I don't think I could jump it, folks.
I don't think so.
I don't think you should try.
Yeah,
as
so
the
I'm gonna,
DM.
I'll move myself to like right at like the
Yeah,
edge of the
Chat
right
just
behind,
asked what happens when a player dies. So yeah, you probably should.
right behind. I'll slide right behind Laine and just kind of like sentinel stance and just kind of
Good.
like press forward, just remain here, recognizing that if I were to step on that bridge right now, I'd probably be at the bottom in the next couple seconds.
Neo.
I'm coming.
I just like how the bottom half literally had all the best initiative rolls, and the top half were over here just like, oh wow,
What
they're
up?
doing such a good job. That being said,
It's time for Neo to gum punch this guy.
literally, Neo's gonna run in between what did I just click? The kitty cat and the bestest doggo to try to
Bestest doggo.
block him since he got hit. And he's gonna be like, I won't allow you to hurt my friends. And he's going to do an unarmed strike.
Good. Punch the cat.
I hope he makes lots of Bruce Lees.
Sorry, an 11?
Yes, but if I use the +2,
You have a
that
+2.
hit? So 13.
13 is 13 hits.
I can live with that. Yes.
Gorgeous.
All right, and he does 5 damage as he does like a little handstand and kicks the cat while it's down. And then I'm gonna use
Why would you
one
kick the cat?
because he slashed the dog. I'm gonna use
Fair.
one key point to
Yep.
do flurry of blows.
Awesome. Punch it again.
Oh shit, I should probably roll that. There's my cousin. And that one was a dirty 20.
Definitely hits.
And 5 damage for the first attack. And I think I get one more. The second one was a 14 to hit and 3 damage.
3 damage. All right. You have a total of 3 attacks when you use Flurry of Blows. Because you punch with your normal hand, you punch with your offhand as a bonus action, and then your key point lets you punch again, correct?
That was the 3.
Okay, just wanted to check. All 3 hits. Pop, pop, pop. Kick it, punch it. This crag cat's just yowling.
Beating up a cat.
And it is in terrible shape, and it looks like it's getting ready to just take off running the first chance it gets.
Oh, no, it's not.
Sir Brom.
All right. So, is the cat still prone?
No, it stood back up. It just has, that's to remind me it has disadvantage from Sir Heck.
Okay. All right. Brom already had his great sword out, and he's gonna slash at this crag cat.
20 definitely hits.
That does 10 slashing damage, so he brings the sword straight down onto its head.
And cleaves it right through the middle. And the crag cat falls into the snow in a heap. And we'll hold on to Sir Heck's disadvantage for another enemy. Because with that falling, the snow becomes quiet. Garrett stands on the creaking bridge, looks around and says, I'm getting too old for this. Come along, little boy. And makes his way across.
Last hit point, it looks like the chat has some questions about how the campaign works. Brom just kind of quickly searches the crag cat for anything that looks of interest. They're not going to stop to skin the cat. Well, that sounds terrible right now, but he just wants to make sure that there's nothing of interest on the cat itself.
So it's hard to be barred. You came in the other night. It's absolutely wonderful having you. So you continue with your current character. You get levels as you play. It's a lot of fun. It's mostly about the story and having fun with friends. So it ends up being kind of, whatever's fun, whatever works for you. So the cats are no longer a problem. Garrett makes his way across and kind of tends to little boy who isn't very happy about having been slashed by a cat. Everyone kind of reconvenes, and Garrett says, "Do you all need a breather, or continue on right away?"
I appear properly functional, Azerus says, while, like, coming back to, like, his usual stationary stance.
Yep. I shuttle Mirth across first. Like, you need to go before I do.
As you do that, Mirth is going to pause and take your hands and say, "Thank you." Like, in a very appreciative way, "Thank you." Like, because you literally just jumped between Mirth and a massive angry cat. And
I was already between you. It's
Mirth sees no difference. So, yeah, sure. Mirth will prance his way across the bridge and hope we don't croak. Do you need me to roll anything?
Nope, that's fine. As long as
Alright.
everyone keeps 10 feet away from each other and
He
doesn't...
does a backflip at the end.
okay.
And then he lands like a little, like a figure skater.
Give him the,
And then, yeah, puts up his hands, waits for the Russian judge to give him an 8.
Azerus
Always
somewhere,
an
like,
8.
the truth. He just, like, somewhere finds a 10 sign, just, like, just materializes it. Just
Garrett looks over in your direction and just kind of sighs deeply.
I just give the I don't know shrug.
So,
All right.
Master, onward it is.
Whoop. I'll make my way
wait,
across.
Can I
after-
cross this bridge okay? Am I good crossing the bridge? I'm a heavy boy.
You're good crossing. As long as you're the
Okay,
only one on the
cool,
bridge,
cool,
you're
cool.
good crossing the bridge.
So, like,
I'm a
very
heavy
slowly
boy.
and plottedly, Azerus will kind of just be like, no, actually, you know what, just for the sake of fun, because obviously him and his sword is far too heavy. So, like, he just kind of, like, looks across, looks, takes the sword, just, like, hops it across the gap, lands itself in the snow, huge studying impact, and he's just like...
I body block Neo from the sword. Just
and Azerus kind of just, like,
instinctually.
Thank you.
and then, like, walks, just strides across all headedly, picks the sword back up, it's like, we continue!
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Now, the next part of the climb is probably the most difficult. We were, quite frankly, lucky to get as far as we did with a Yeti behind us.
Yo, Cole just gave me advantage, thanks, bro.
They cling to the rocks quite well. So I want to caution everyone. Does anyone have a fear of heights?
No.
I
No.
don't believe I'm programmed
No.
that way.
I have a fear of falling, but
I
not
was-
of heights.
I was gonna say I subtly look at Mirth, because I'm pretty sure if anyone would, it'd be them.
I was a tightrope walker, Mirth says with a big grin. Actually, I used to juggle fire on top of tight ropes, but this is a little different.
How did you avoid the fire burning you?
Well, you just juggle real quick.
Juggle.
Mhm.
Like, scans database for a while, just like clearly is
Mirth makes snowballs, and as we're walking, is gonna try and teach Azerus how to juggle.
with my very clumsy 8 dexterity, kind of just becomes like Azerus firing off snowballs in random directions. Maybe got it like once too. It's just like.
You're a natural, Mirth says proudly.
I will work on it. Thank you.
Neil's gonna fall closely behind y'all while trying to do the same thing, but every time he goes to pick up the snow, it just melts in his hand.
Oh.
Aww,
Buddy.
sad.
You all
Brom does
lo-
not, because he is afraid that they're going to get attacked by Yetis, so he keeps his sword out and kind of walks carefully.
The right
you-
decision.
You're trying to hold snow?
Yes.
So I've been prestidigitating Sabine's hands to be warmer with her mittens and stuff, but prestidigitation also works to chill things. So I kind of maybe want to do a little bit of Elsa magic onto Olaf and like let you hold a snowball and just like be perpetually keeping it cold enough for him to hold.
Let it go.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say be perpetually cute, and I was like, well, he's
No,
like
that's
that
already
all the
done.
It's too
time
late for that.
anyways. Yeah,
It's already there.
too late.
The group of you walk together toward this ledge, and the flat area that you've been on, although it's fairly large, it's about the last flat area before getting to the peak. And Garrett leads you along, and the path begins to narrow and twist as you increase in height. The snow gets deeper, harder to walk in easily, and the path narrows and narrows, and you get this breathtaking view of the skies of Icewind Dale, and far below the snow-covered plains where you can see the wind is blowing these twirling figures of snow that almost appear to be dancing. And as you get closer and closer to this narrow edge, Garrett stops for a moment, says, probably a good idea if we tie together.
Mm.
I have rope, says Brom.
Yep, we all have rope.
Offers some rope.
I don't have anything. I don't have any rope. It's not a reality.
Azerus maybe shouldn't be tied together, though.
You are the anchor.
Unless I'm in front.
No, you need
Yes.
to be in the back.
No, he doesn't, because if he slips, he'll take us all down.
Yeah, because we're
yeah.
climbing, so it's
Don't do
probably
that,
best
yeah.
if I'm
If-
first.
If he's in the front and he's climbing and he slips, he's still going to take us all down and he's going to run into us on the way down.
So we're doomed no matter what.
Yeah.
So it
So
sounds
I
like
think the
we should just
solution.
hope I don't fall.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the solution is.
But
he
mention that I
needs to
have
climb on his.
dexterity.
Yeah, he needs to
No!
climb on his own.
Nope. You don't get to join the rope line.
Garrett says, all right,
No.
listen, I already know what to do with the warforged. Forged climbs him back, and nobody gets tied to the warforged, right? And Garrett is going to go to each of you in turn, and not only loop the rope around your waist, but create almost a harness out of the rope that goes around your waist, between your legs and up, and kind of creates this almost seat that he holds on to. He says, okay, sit down a little bit. You, Neo?
Earth is
that
like,
it?
ooh,
Oh,
can you make it pretty?
I will.
I won't mind being pretty too.
There is nothing prettier than not being a smear on the rocks at the bottom of a mountain.
You know.
Agreed.
I've seen it happen to quite a few.
Nod fervently.
Sadly, yes. So holds on to it so that y'all kind of sit into the knots and get nice and tight. Everybody is connected to one another. He says, all right, listen, I'm going to be going first. I'm going to be marking the steps. You will see my footprints. You need to just follow in my footprints, right? Any questions about that?
None.
This is not easy. This is a long fall. Start going. And he begins to walk forward, and for the first few minutes, he kind of coaches you on how much slack to leave in between each other. He takes a rock hammer out of his belt and begins to stick that into the wall. And after a little bit, you can see that he's actually knocking ice off these pegs that he has planted on previous trips, and is using those as a handhold on the way up. All right. It'll be about an hour this way. All of you, be careful. I need everyone to make an athletics check.
Oh no.
I'm good at athletics. That's okay.
I have a -2 strength.
Oh, that's. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, no.
Don't-
Okay. All right.
pick me
Okay.
up.
So.
Do not.
Okay, I got this. I got you. Here we go. So after hearing Garrett's instructions and recognizing this is clearly a strength-based task, Azerus will kind of turn and just say like, "Will anyone require assistance climbing?" Because again, I count as twice as large for climbing strength. I could probably just literally huff one of you guys on like a back or shoulder if I had to. Like, I don't have any gear on me. Like, it's just the sword. I could probably afford to like have one of you on the back and just kind of like one
Wait.
hand the sword into the ice while I'm moving. Right?
Legitimately, let me ask the DM something before I take you up on that. DM,
Yes.
arguing that Mirth used to be a tightrope walker, may I use acrobatics?
Absolutely.
Haha! Okay, thank you. Never mind, you're fine. You don't have to hold me.
Cool. It's open for anybody else though.
I'll take it. Mainly because I roll real bad.
I motion for rocks to get killed.
Oh no.
So I'll just, I'll kind of like, Azerus will kind of like, kind of like kneel down and kind of like offer you a hand as if like, come on up. And
He
like,
just does a front flip onto your back.
yeah. Oh, and then Azerus kind of looks up, a couple seconds, and just like, kind of, comes back over and takes the sword, drives it into like the snow in front of him and kind of like takes a step forward, does it again. So like the journey up is very, very loudly disturbed. Occasionally just like, goosh, goosh. It's like every 6 or so seconds.
Neo's looking so happy right now, but
But
you're
we're
also
making
being like
it.
warm from his hand too.
It's like an hour, right?
Yep.
So assuming no one's making any outward conversation right now, I'd say probably like 3 or so minutes in, Azerus starts whistling.
What is he whistling?
Just an old tune he heard back in the war. It's like older than likely any of you would have heard before. It's like
Wait.
several hundred years old.
Can I see if I've heard it? Just as a song dork? Maybe?
Feel free. Don't
Okay.
even have to actually make up what this song is, because I will. I'll BS it.
DM, should I roll something maybe and see if Mirth happens to have heard it?
I'm fine with you deciding if Mirth has heard it or not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Foxy, question then.
Go for it.
Like, what is the context for it? Like, would this ever be something Mirth might have heard in his travels, or is it really obscure? Like, is there any chance that a modern person in the musical arts would have heard this? Or probably not. It's okay.
Okay, no. Yeah, yes, actually, yes. So, again, like, there's probably a legend going around about like this like really, really old war that happened a long time ago, where like, you know, different men and women of various power marched with these like great stone constructs to war. And you recall there was this song that was almost like a marching song, like a sort of like a soldiers marching to war kind of tune. And so the words have changed throughout different cultures. They all have different versions of what the words say, but the tone you immediately recognize is like, oh, this is that old like war marching song from way back. And Azerus is kind of just like humming it a little bit to himself, like this kind of like lowish tone.
Mirth is going to very quietly say, "Oh, you are very old," but not in any way like patronizing or rude.
I wouldn't recognize it anyway. Azerus
Yeah, you are very old. And then I think after listening to you whistle a little bit, Mirth is going to join in like undertones, and he gets it right. Like he just like gets it perfect, but he's like letting you do the main thing because you clearly know it. But he's like paying a lot of attention, and he's interested in you now. Like, holy crap. You were
Azerus he's like so lost in the whistling. He almost not so much lost in thought, but just kind of clearly somewhere else at the moment. So he's still like he's like fully into like the whistling and like the song now, but he's not so much like he notices Mirth singing and kind of like keeps it going, but he's like just like very clearly like, you know, lost in somewhere else while he's doing so, you know.
Oh no, he's having robot PTSD. Please don't.
He's going back to Nom.
No,
Oh, no.
please no. Robot Nom, why?
Well, so is it robot Nom, or is it more like solidarity and he's remembering like
it's
teamwork?
somewhere in
He's
between.
remembering all of his robot brethren that have passed
like,
on.
Exactly. Like the song is definitely like the song isn't so much a sad one, it's more just like a very solemn, like we're marching off to combat, we're marching off to like, you know, to whatever, like whether it be victory or death. Mm-hmm. And so in the way like the tone you hear is not so much like somber but reflective almost, where it's like I very much remember this time. It's very, very close to me, but I definitely lost a lot of people I cared very dearly about.
So sad. Not allowed.
Sorry.
No sadness.
Sad
No
robot.
robot Nom.
It's forget bad robot. We got sad robot over here.
No.
I love sad robot, honestly.
Poor
All right,
boy.
so down the line,
I know what song it is. I just found a folk song that fits what it is.
I mean, I had a song in my head it was gonna be, but I was like, I didn't want to break in a song in the middle of this.
No, it's not WAP. How dare you? Okay, take that back.
we need a mod. We
Okay.
need a mod.
All right, I'm sorry.
Somebody
I'm sorry.
got
anything
I'm back.
bad.
I'm back. Oh my god, I am Bastion. Holy shit! I just realized. No.
No.
So the results of that roll. What was everyone's athletics or acrobatics? I saw a 15 for
16
for Mirth,
Brom.
16 for Brom, an 8 for Azerus.
Oh really? That's unfortunate. Oh wait, I have advantage. From Cole, I can reroll.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that because I should be able to be better at athletics.
15.
Than that. That's better. I'm
And
strong.
Neo, you do not have to roll because you are hanging on the back of a warforged that is.
That's good because my roll was bad.
And then
No,
Laine.
Neo.
As I'm proficient.
I have a 0 to athletics,
Hmm?
but I rolled a 19.
Whoa!
So it doesn't take very long for the group to make their way through, and this ledge gets narrower and narrower, and the handholds that that Garrett at the front is knocking the ice off and using are becoming more and more and more important. And as you pass up this narrow path, it's probably only a few inches wide. Your feet more shuffle than walk. And you start to see claw marks in the surface of the cliff. And Garrett is pretty focused on what he's doing, but he notices them too and says, Yeti, your eyes open. About an hour passes before the path widens back out again, and it gets back to the steady grade of when you first started this climb. Doesn't take too much longer, another 15 or so minutes before Garrett stops and says, all right, this is where we lost him. And gestures toward a cliff, or a cave not too far away from you. On your left is a 15-foot high, 10-foot wide cave mouth. And there's blood in the snow not too far from the entrance. Garrett looks at the rest of you and goes, might be in there. They might not. Feel like we have to find out, though.
Let's go and get them. They can be saved.
We have to save them.
Sentinel protocol.
Obviously.
Azerus says while kind of like, coming into like a low defensive stance, like, hovering over whoever he can.
Before we do that, can we take a bio break?
I was going to say, and as you walk towards this
there's like a porta potty.
There, off to the left is an outhouse. And Mirth goes, hey guys, can anyone stop for a second? And we are going to take a very brief break, refill our water, stretch a little bit. We will be back in about 5. So, see you soon.
Oh, friends both new and old, brought in from the cold. Keegan's concerned he wants to learn if Garrett's crew is... Oh? No. I have them in the cell. If freed you know they'll tell. If me you take both will escape, then heck will bring you hell. Oh!
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Guys, I don't know how much time I have. Mighty's been called away by something or someone. If anyone can hear this message, I need you to inform Heck and Turk that I've broken free for now, but I don't know for how long. I'm in an underground bunker of some kind. It's cold, and the walls are made of metal. I don't know. Something fishy is going on here. I'll be back soon, but until then, Heck, Turk, you gotta be careful. All right. Gotta go before he gets back.
Tarrant!
Wait. Who's that?
Tarrant! Is that you?
Me in here, dude. I'm so glad I found this place. You showed me this.
Yeah,
place.
you guys all rock it, and so do they. So thank you guys for being real cool.
Stop.
Like,
just here
I'm
now.
usually like super apprehensive about meeting new people because like, unlike my character, I'm kind of mean. But
Dang.
but
I mean, that happens.
but you guys are really great. So thank
It's
you.
been awesome
Aw.
having you guys, and I'm glad that
Yeah,
I
you're so
transitioned
fun.
to live during all the nice things people were saying about TPK and didn't know that everyone could hear them say it.
Wait, you did?
You guys
Oh
are great.
my God.
I usually-
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
I
guys are
only
funny.
I
I
only
love you.
thought to do it when Foxy started talking. So
Oh.
sorry, Al, missed the nice things Al said, but I usually won't go sneak live on you guys. That's not appropriate.
No, the funny thing is, I noticed it in the middle of in the middle of it, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going. I don't care. It's fine. I'm having a moment. It's okay.
Being emotional. It's fine.
Nah, legit. Love you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Y'all are great.
We are back in the cold wastes of the Icewind Dale, and Garrett has led you further up to just outside of this cavern opening on the side of the mountain. There's blood in the snow not too far away from where Laine is at the moment, just right around, wrong button, right around there, just in front of Laine. And to your right, there's a drop-off of probably, it's not a direct drop-off, it's a slide of probably 30 or 40 feet down into
It's a
this
slide?
mist.
Uh,
Now I play
Now
really
I'm tempted.
fast and loose with being able to see, because even though it's perpetual dark in the Icewind Dale, we still deal with low light, and you can see well enough to know what's going on. But you have a feeling that if you go into this cave, it's going to. Garrett's
all right.
gonna pull up alongside and go, well,
Truly, this is the dankest
I think they're
dungeon.
probably in there.
Brom nods. He's gonna take out his lantern. I want to say someone can also enchant him so that he has light.
And we just got a.
And we do have to sing.
We just got a good table's worth, and you'll hear this bot sing at some point. So
Yay!
there was a call for a good table worth to hear the song, and immediately we got 3 good tables worth.
Okay.
Nice. 3 songs.
All right.
I got
Well,
one. You
I hope
got
you're
one.
practicing.
So-
I'll do WAP.
That's the one.
While
Nipper, hope
I
you
No.
we all live together because it's happening. At
I'll
some
do
point.
one.
Yeah.
I'll do
I
one.
got the words.
Word. All right. Then I guess that's happening at some point.
now I'm gonna say a couple things.
At a
One,
point in the story.
so we'll need 3 people to get good tables. 2, while I look those up, the 3 of you can take turns singing. But remember, we are not in sync, so it's probably not a good idea to try and sing together
That's fair. All right.
because
Well,
You're on your own.
you're
I got
everyone's
it. No
on their
problem.
own.
You're right. That's
So,
fair. Got it. All right. All right. All right.
First off,
So, okay.
we need to make sure that Purple's clipping fingers are ready. Oh, yep, they already are.
Oh
and,
no.
it's
My
hard-
first TPK clip is me singing.
Yes.
No.
Oh God, no!
Oh
And,
no.
Yes, good for you.
Wait. And the other thing, it's hard to be barred. You can pick who receives these tables if you want, or I can roll randomly. It is up to you. Which do you prefer? It's hard. Do you want me to roll random, or do you want to pick which 3 players get something good to happen?
Oh, that's true. Purple has had clips me before. That's fair.
Roll random. So
It is.
we are going to roll random. So I am going to roll a d6 and not count myself. So a 6 won't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a 6 is me, so that doesn't count. A 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So T is going to get one of the good tables.
Yes,
T
I have a
can't get
song
another
for
one.
everyone.
Yes.
Al is going to get another of the good tables, and Nif is going to get the 3rd of the good tables. So.
Okay.
Yay!
Niffer, Al, and T, if you could roll a D100 for me and put it into the Roll20 chat while Foxy starts the song.
All right.
I'll
So
be looking
again,
these-
we're back. We're back on the mountain. You know, as we're kind of like approaching the cave. You know, I'm going back a few minutes, obviously. But we're kind of climbing up the cave, and so you notice that kind of like that thunking sound from earlier is just like is like kind of getting a bit rhythmic, and then it's kind of matching with the whistling, and eventually, with Mirth singing along and everyone else kind of feeling into it. Azerus kind of begins the word, so he just kind of starts off just cold, the air and water flowing hard, the land we call our home, push to keep the dark from coming, feel the weight of what we owe, this a song of sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are, making peace to build our future, strong, united, working till we cold, the air and water flowing hard, the land we call our home, push to keep the dark from coming. Feel the weight of what we owe. This a song of sons and daughters. Hide the heart of who we are. Making peace to build our future. Strong, united, working till we fall. And we all lift. And we're all in together. Together. Through the cold mists. Till we're lifeless together. Together. And by the time we're on those last few words, like the whole kind of cavern is kind of echoing with the words, almost as if you could hear other warforged from beyond, singing with him almost. It feels like a chorus building within.
Oh,
That's so beautiful.
That was
That
so
was
good.
I know,
amazing,
it's really
Foxy.
good.
Stop.
I
Check my
love
SoundCloud, by the
that.
way, soundcloud.com/youngfoxy. I don't sing, but yeah, I rap, so hit that up.
I don't
Yes.
sing.
There.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
think
that
he
was
says
wonderful.
as he rips into a beautiful folk ballad.
I got
Like
chills.
he's like, I don't sing, but everyone's now inspired to wake up at 4 a.m. and go on their fishing barge and pull in some fish.
Literally put
Oh
that
my
on SoundCloud.
gosh.
At the
all
Foxy,
need
that
to.
was so good. I got happy shivers.
at
I
the,
have one to
was
share
really
too.
good.
Murph is
So
gonna
we're all doing
sing.
the Wellerman after this to get on the trend,
at
right?
the
Oh,
end
yeah,
of
we
the
gotta
song,
keep the trend rocking.
there
Yeah.
is about a foot tall figure
Oh.
clapping. Yes!
Oh, no. Oh, yay.
Yes! Wonderful! He has a top hat on and a monocle and a tuxedo coat, but nothing else. And is holding a bag with some kind of weird. It's like an S with slashes through it in his left hand or in their left hand, and they are going to just clap with this. You hear coins chinging inside the bag, and they're like, "Wonderful, wonderful! Oh, this was just. It was great. It was wonderful. It was magical. I loved being a part of this. Here." And this figure, without moving, kind of just appears in front of T and holds up a bag. Take it.
Brom would reach out and take it hesitantly. Sometimes these creatures don't give good gifts.
You're
as
right.
as you take the bag, at first it's small. I mean, this is only a 8-inch or so tall creature. The bag's quite small, but as you start to stand up and lift the bag, it grows larger and larger and larger, and you can hear the clink of coins in it. And when you look inside, you can see a bag with 1,000 gold.
Our modest fellowship expands.
Brom is naturally very surprised.
Is it chocolate or real?
Either would be good at this
Chocolate.
point.
When you look
Shoot, Sabine would love it if it was chocolate.
when you look back toward the figure, they are gone.
Brom just kind of holds the coins and then would put them carefully away. I noted them on my character sheet. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
And then while I figure out what to do with owls and get Nif's number, who has the next promised 3 songs? So who's next?
I have one.
3 songs.
Mine's very short.
Oh no.
You ready? I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Frozen ass players make that crackhead game weak. Woo. And then I could go on, but that's about what I got.
We asked
How would
for
you
it.
stop mid-bar
We
like
paid
that?
for it.
How dare you?
We received it.
I only got that far because I was admiring your good song. It's your fault, Foxy, because your song was so good. As I was typing my filth, I was like, oh.
That's fine, but now you have to give me a
Ruin it.
feature. You know that, right?
Oops.
I'll hit you up later. We'll talk.
Yeah, hit me up later.
I got
and
you.
We'll do it because you can actually rap, so I can write it and then you could do it. Yeah. All
Perfect.
right.
We'll talk.
We
We'll talk.
have
Right.
we have a collaboration sealed in the halls
Amazing.
of TPK roleplay.
Beautiful.
Oh no.
Following those bars, the figure appears again. This time, hair slicked back, a pencil over one ear, a measuring, a fabric measurer. What are those called? It's just the bendable measuring tapes, a fabric measuring tape across their shoulders, and they have a piece of paper in one hand and are just tapping it, looking at you, Mirth. And they're going to go, no. Won't do. Raises their hand up, snaps their hand down.
You get a
And
makeover.
Mirth, all of your clothing appears to be made of the finest, perfect silk.
That's so
Your
perfect.
horns are adorned with jewelry, and your fingers are covered in rings.
Whoa.
Out.
Okay, so Mirth like does the
Yay.
Sailor Moon pose and then lands and goes, "Did you all see that? I feel more powerful. Thank you." And is gonna look for the little fae.
By the
Azerus
time
just,
you
like,
look for the fae, they are gone.
Azerus just looks and goes, dazzling.
You look
I love it.
great.
Thank you.
Says Brom, kind of like stuttering a little bit. He's still pretty stunned by what happened.
A lot of things just went down.
Yeah, just
And there
it's going very fast.
there is a last good table left. Niffer, what's your D100 roll?
23.
23, and then we promised a third song, so I think that T and Niffer both wanted to sing those, so we can do 4.
Well, mine's by far the worst. So be prepared for some Animal House.
You can get both. You can get both.
Concepted.
I'll
Yes,
sing.
it's short. It's fine. Yours will be the good one. Mine will be a classic. I gave my love a cherry that has no stone. I gave my love a chicken that has no bone. I gave my love a story that has no end. I gave my love a baby with no crying. And then the guitar gets smashed.
Okay.
That was
Sorry, it's
so
the Animal
Wonderful.
House.
The guitar that was there the entire time
I-
just gets smashed.
Yeah.
Mirth is like, "Hey."
The pixie appears to just hand you a guitar to smash.
That's amazing,
Please.
Jera. Wow.
That's
I love
fantastic.
That was
Thank
beautiful.
you, T. Wonderful.
I thought you were gonna sing "It Has a Chicken Without an Egg," which wouldn't have rhymed. So I liked the way it
No.
was.
No, I'm assuming the chicken is to be eaten because the chicken has no bone.
Yeah.
But the song is actually pretty long, like the real one. But the part that circulated widely is the Animal House version where they smash the guitar. So
Wild.
anyhow, Niffer.
And then Niffer.
Well, I've been a wild rover for many's a year, and I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more, for it's no, nay, never. Audience participation?
Nah.
No, nay, never,
Never.
no more.
Nah, nah, nah.
Will I play the wild rover? No, never, no more.
Meow meow.
Perfect. Wonderful. I feel so inadequate because I
Myself, so
can't
it's not
sing.
divided
That's what
by
this does for
my
me.
Out of sync singing because I have so much love for that song. I was like, I have to mute right now.
Good.
All right. So, the figure appears a third time. And Laine, you look down and see the very familiar form. This time about almost a full 2 feet tall. So much larger than usual. And their shoulders are broad. And they have a tank top on that says Rogue across the front. And in one hand is a water bottle. And over their head is a sweatband. Or they take a huge swig from the water bottle, throw it over their shoulder, it disappears before it hits the ground, and then they clap their hands and go, "Gonna fire you up."
Oh boy.
And you feel your hands start to burn.
Ooh.
Until you take a long rest. Any attack you do deals an additional 1d6 fire damage.
What?
Oh yeah.
So beautiful.
All right, so now we have 2 firebenders. Cool.
2 fiery boys.
Let's get
Fire
it.
boys. Hot boy.
So, with that, those gifts given, a thank you to It's Hard to Be Barred, as they are off
Yeah.
to bed. You find yourselves outside this cave, wondering what's next.
Well, do the Yetis like our singing?
Yeah, really.
That's
We
the
assume
real
the singing happened en route. It's been an
Yeah,
An
I
hour.
assume the singing was
But
on
the
the way.
acoustics in the cave, though.
As you get closer, Garrett, who is not quite as much not fun as Brom's attitude's been for a lot of the journey, still turns and goes, I need everyone to be just a little more quiet, please.
Will be as quiet as I am physically capable as a 7-foot tall, several hundred-pound robot.
No. That's all we can ask for.
Oh, I'm never
It
going to
is
get
all we
used
can
to
ask
this.
for.
Should we hurry in and save them?
Yes, says Brom.
Yes.
And he already has his sword out, so he would take the front of the party.
I'm right behind Brom. Directive
Yeah,
recognized. So I'm just like,
Some
you
good
know,
points.
there are people to save. I'm going in.
I'm still on top of
Alright.
Azerus, so I am right with them.
Aww,
Drive,
launching
drive me
point.
closer.
I'm
I
just-
want to hit them with my fist.
They just like double strike, like Azerus strikes, and then
Please.
like Neo's just like,
Please.
yes, please.
Drive-by monk attacks. I love it.
We're like the
Beautiful.
Elric brothers.
That's so great.
So, Brom, as you get to the entrance of the cave, you can hear from deep within it this kind of echoing, "Ah, ah," and then what sounds to you to be almost a laugh.
Oh no.
To your left is an ice bridge across a gorge too deep to see the bottom. And to your right, a narrow stone path.
Brom's gonna move over here and wait for the others to help make a decision.
Azerus will get here and just like stop. Again, Neo still on his shoulder, just stops and it's just like choice to be made. Awaiting direction.
So there's some slippery ice.
There is an ice
Over
bridge
a
to the
gorge.
left, so this is an ice bridge. And then the other way is a stone causeway that goes to the right. And then how is everyone able to see? Because Brom, as you get in there, you realize that it is pitch black within this.
I have
I'm-
dark
The
vision.
warforged that get anything cool like for dark vision or anything. So
I actually have devil sight, so I can see in magical dark.
Oh.
None of this is helpful for people who cannot see, so I will say
No.
that Mirth is currently juggling some torches, being like, look at me, I wonder if I can balance on this ice.
see,
Helpful.
somebody's being helpful.
Thanks.
Sounds good. So these torches being
I'm
thrown
gonna
in the
hand
air.
one to Brom
How
after goofing off.
how far does Rox's hair light?
I think it was 5
It's only
feet.
about 5 feet.
5 feet. Okay, he'll take
How
a torch.
much do these hands light now?
Oops.
Nope.
You can lie a
5
lot
feet?
more than that.
Your the flames on your hands are not the same color of fire as Neo's, but they burn in a similar way to what's on his head.
So it's like I'm being bright again.
Mirth is gonna try and listen to hear if there's any interesting indications of like water dripping or shuffling animals or squeaky bats, one way or the other.
All right, go ahead and
Is
make
that
a perception
okay?
check. And while you roll that,
Alright.
Laine, with your devil's sight, you can see what appear to be remains. It's hard to tell of what they belong, and bones to the right.
Okay, I got what Rox would call a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Yeah.
So that sound that Brom heard when he came in, help! you can just barely catch a word in it in common. And then you hear, in addition to it, the voice sounds almost bemused if you were to describe how an animalistic sound sounds.
Which path is this coming down?
It's echoing through everything with a dirty 20. It seems to be echoing just as much from the left as the right.
Okay. Well, if the right is easier for everyone to get through, then maybe we should go that way.
Azerus looks over at the ice and just says, "Terrain suboptimal."
Yes, says Brom, like in agreement.
I mean, it looks like a... Okay, yep. Let's go the normal way.
Yep, it's safer this way.
But less glamorous.
You're glamorous enough now.
True.
Mirth, makes a squee.
In the
If Brom's
torch...
taking the front, I'll still keep the rear. I mean, it
torch-
was my last directive, so I will keep the rear.
And in the torchlight, you can catch the glints of shine and light off the gems. Horns.
Oh, that's right.
That's so pretty.
Thanks.
Mirth is like the most beautiful now.
I'm gonna draw Mirth as a magical dragon.
Magical dragon.
Mhm.
Please.
That's the magic dragon.
Brom, as you enter this area of the... Oop, I covered it instead of revealing it.
He's gone!
What's the end?
Oh no!
Weird.
It keeps going away.
Oh no!
They're all gone!
It's getting worse. Reveal
Sorry,
area.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, there you
Okay.
are.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
I was hitting the right button, I swear. As you get into this area, Brom, you see there's almost like niches that have been clawed out of the walls of this cave. And when you get your torch closer, you can see that there are skulls in a number of them.
Oh, joy.
Ugh.
Not all of the skulls are that old. You see a very fresh one belonging to a Goliath.
Oh.
You see another that's fairly fresh that belongs to a dwarf. And then a number of others. The floor is kind of scattered with bones and half-chewed, unthinkable.
Brom makes a mental note to come back here to bury these guys, but right now they have some Yetis to kill.
And the sound as you enter this trophy area is all the louder, and you're certain that you hear giggling, and you can just barely make out the word fun. While something else is going, oh, help.
No.
Right. Brom's gonna try and sneak to get a better look, and also wait for you guys to come.
The torchlight makes sneaking kind of a non-issue, so I'm not going to have you roll or anything for that.
Wait, isn't Brom still kind of dinged up from the cat mauling him?
Yeah, so am I, but we're tough cookies, so...
Yeah, we can't wait.
Imagine being dead.
Aw, it's a baby one.
A baby.
So as you turn this corner, you see a very small Yeti rolling around on the ground, a halfling. Now, by small Yeti, this thing is still 5 feet tall with long gangly arms. And it is rolling the halfling around on the ground almost like playing with a ball.
Oh.
Not
He's
laughing.
about to get messed up.
Anybody have like a large ball of yarn that we could just
I have
replace?
Got rope.
And
Oh, it's kind of cute.
Chad
Brom,
makes a good point. We
is.
should keep this child.
Bree wants us to murder it.
Seems complicated. I'm not ready to be a parent.
Just mentioning that how
Oh!
I'm more than ready
It is,
be
to
a
be
parent.
fair,
Give me this thing.
kind of cute.
Single life for me.
I don't
Very
know if I'm
cute.
ready to murder a baby animal.
I'm
slash
very ready
It's-
to
humanoid.
pet this.
So this is
I
where
don't know
I'm
if
glad
Brom's
that
ready.
Brom, you can swear that you hear a voice. Everyone else, all that you hear are these sounds. But Brom, you can swear you hear fun, and you hear a deeper voice from the side. It says, "Don't get attached."
Is that the DM speaking to us about this baby?
No, I think
Might
those are
as
the
well.
Yetis talking to each other.
Oh no.
I'm
it
pretty sure the
talks.
DM is telling us
Oh,
not to get attached to
no.
the baby.
No, if we kill the parent, the
What is
baby-
everyone
Then the
doing?
baby's ours.
All right. Well, I'm still
Brom,
like.
Brom, well, okay, wait. So as they're approaching, Brom kind of holds up a hand, like, hang on a
Neo,
second.
will you come here?
I'm
Neo.
still like I'm still like right at the rear, so like I'm right behind Laine.
Cool.
I guess I still have Neo on my shoulder right now at the moment. So until at any point he decides to get off, he's still on my shoulder.
He's
Okay.
has no idea.
He's
what's
welcome
going
for
on.
as long as he's like, I have no problem with this.
He's like,
Okay. Brom's gonna hold up his hand as they approach and just kind of like wait a minute. And he carefully explained that their last living captive is in the clutches of a baby Yeti and an adult Yeti. And it seems like the Yetis can talk.
So out of character, obviously. Azerus is pretty old. Would I know anything about talking Yetis?
Not only do you not know anything about talking Yetis, all you've heard since you've come in here are growling sounds.
Ah, of course.
Wait, so Brom's the only one that speaks Yeti? All right.
Or
What
maybe
do Yetis
Brom's just
speak?
like lost some sanity points, like in
That's
Just
true.
like in
losing it.
Eternal Darkness. It's just like it's literally Eternal
Having a
Darkness here.
moment.
His sanity's low. He's starting to hear the Yetis talking.
He's just having a moment. He's like, wait, shh, they're talking.
There's like animal growls. Everyone else is like,
are you okay?
all right. I'm sorry. I'm bringing it back. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, Azerus, his voice comes out pretty naturally from like a compartment somewhere in him, so he can't exactly lower it too much, but he can, make it a manageable rumble. So he's just like, advised action. It's still animated and loud, but it's
We find the volume thing and
yeah, like it's about as low as he can get.
Azerus,
He tries to cover your mouth.
Yeah,
That works at
it's
all.
like covering the hole over the mouth.
So Mirth proposes
I mean, that's a
couple
little
of
soon,
things.
but okay. Sorry.
did not see that coming. Mirth recommends two things. Mirth says one of us or me could go and create that minor illusion sound to try and lure the parent down through the ice path that we created, see if we can get it to move down there, and then maybe one of us could hop in there, deal with the child Yeti, and get that poor halfling out of here. That's a possibility. Or just go in there and fight it. But either way, that halfling is going to be done for if we don't do something soon.
Interim suggestion. Azerus's power core registers maximum physicality. At max strength, I am possibly able to move the Yeti. At best, I can distract it physically, while you retrieve the youngling.
Put ours down then.
Yeah, so basically, I'm just saying, like, I'll go in and brawl this thing.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
While
I
everyone
can
is
help with the
discussing a
brawl.
plan, the Yeti tyke will look up and lock eyes with Brom.
Oh boy.
Everyone else hears Brom. You hear Mom. And there's a what? Something.
Uh-oh.
And this massive figure of a Yeti fills the space between you and the little ones. Everyone here, except for Brom, hears Brom hears go away.
We'll leave if you give us the halfling. We won't harm you.
The Yeti literally is taken aback. To everyone
Did
else,
we hear Brom just gurgling?
you all just heard Brom gurgle in
Yeti.
He's speaking Yeti now. He's aware Yeti. Oh, that's terrifying. Let's not. Anyways.
The Yeti will like take a step back and
You understand?
I do. I would rather not harm you and your little one. He's as surprised as anyone else that he's able to talk to the Yeti, but he doesn't show it. He's just like,
He's rolling.
holy crap, I'm talking to the Yeti. Okay, gotta talk to the Yeti. We gotta, let's focus.
Then go.
I can't leave without the halfling.
What?
The little one that
No,
your child
my
is
baby.
playing with. No, not that one.
We want that
Your
one.
prey.
We do also want that one, but
Hungry to
Back for a
hunt?
proposal.
and the Yeti will bend down and pick up a piece of one of the previous kills and reach it out to you.
Here, eat.
Oh.
Give us back the live one, please.
he did say please.
Trade.
What do you say? My thing cut out a little bit.
You trade what you have. This mine.
Good trade.
The Yeti will lean in and kind of see the rest of you.
Oh,
Growls really loud again.
I'm gonna step behind Azerus, very
I'll
and
just-
just like disappear.
All of
Just
us
kinda,
being
like,
very
step
confused.
forward in front of the little ones, just kind of like casually shifting forward in front of them.
As Mirth moves, torchlight catches the gems in Mirth's horns.
Oh, I'm so beautiful.
And there's this sparkle. There's almost like a disco ball sparkle across the cave, across the
I
ice on
can't
the
help
walls.
it.
And the Yeti, Brom, you hear the Yeti say,
whoa,
No.
Chinese.
We've been set up.
No.
Those
He
good
wants
tables
your
were a trap.
shinies.
Oh no, it was a trap.
It's a trap.
Pauses and
Wait,
says, Mirth, not knowing whether it's knowing the Yeti's pronouns, is going to say, it wants the shinies?
That's what it says. And he kind of like turns his head around. He doesn't want to take his eyes off the Yeti, obviously, because it can easily harm them a lot. But he also has to turn around to talk to Mirth. So he kind of turns his head a little bit and says, and as he says it wants the shinies, he kind of realizes that Mirth has the shinies on their horns.
Yeah. Mirth loves being pretty, but knows that he's gorgeous no matter what. So he's gonna be like, yeah, we can make this trade. And he's gonna kind of sashay closer. He's in heels, that happened. And he's gonna, I think he's gonna take off some of the headdress and look at it and then pick out something really pretty in like emerald green or like an icy blue to match her eyes, and is gonna recommend this.
I'd say, just for the sake of registering the sort of slight threat here, Azerus will kind of just like shuffle slowly behind Mirth as he approaches. Just kind of like just barely behind. Just in case.
Brom in turn takes a large handful of gold, which Yetis have no use for, but it'll look shiny.
He'll put it in his 401k.
And some rations.
He'll invest it. He'll put it in his 401k. He's got settled for an early retirement. You know, Yeti's got dreams.
So we've got
College fund.
a headdress, a couple emerald gems, a handful of gold coins.
And 2 rations, because that's all that Brom has left.
The Yeti will put this massive claw out and receive the offering and kind of look and poke around it a little bit. Pick up one of the gold coins and eat it.
I told you it was chocolate.
Of course. It's gonna happen. Yeah, that's natural. Yeah.
Set up.
All of
so
you hear.
cute.
Brom, you hear.
Good trade. You, let go. Give it. No. Give it. No. Give it. No.
This
take
cave
a vote.
shaking growl. And the tyke goes, fine. And a halfling curled up in a ball, rocking back and forth, who's been rolled around this cave for who knows how long, slowly gets to their feet. And you get a little bit of a better look at her. She has robes, religious attire of some kind on that are torn and just covered in blood, probably from the fight earlier. And she doesn't appear to be hurt or damaged in any way, and starts to, a little dizzily, her way toward Brom. The Yeti, the large Yeti, wanders off to the back, staring at the shinies. The little tyke climbs up the Yeti's leg and starts looking at him too and says, oh, pretty. Yes, very pretty.
Brom exhales like he's just pulled off something ridiculous.
Because you did.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
As
about
planned.
how you speak Yeti later.
Yeah.
He doesn't know why he speaks
have
Yeti,
questions.
but he doesn't have any no answers. Only.
What are you
only
talking about? As planned.
We're just so
Yeah,
lucky that he
Stress
does.
exhale. He just does like a
Especially-
big stress exhale.
Especially because Brom is out of character, is stoic. I imagine that this just looks very calm and intentional. And I think Mirth is like giving you like this weirded side eye, like you could speak Yeti all along. Meanwhile, Mirth is gonna hold open his arms and be like, "Come here, baby," to the poor halfling who's all messed up from being, rolled around.
Do you have any heals for this halfling? Cause like,
Unfortunately not.
I wish.
So as you got closer, the halfling doesn't appear to be physically injured. It's probably the
Oh, that's lucky.
yeah, but like it's the emotional thing of ignoring Mirth and going for someone else.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
It's what we need, you know.
We have to.
someone found a heal. Mirth is still
Yeah.
bleeding out from before. Oh wait, I forgot this potion. Here for it.
So while they're here, Brom will kind of, since he's now kind of in the back, will kind of gesture to get out of the cave because
Yep.
the longer they stand here, the more
At
Yeti-
risk.
the Yeti not patience they'll be wasting. If I imagine that.
Azerus will just kind of like soldiers about face, very, very dramatically. Again, Neo still shoulder bound and just starts like just chucking on away out the
Someone's like,
cave.
on.
Mush.
Garrett is
I imagine-
standing stock still in the middle of this bridge going, what just happened?
Welcome to the ship,
I'm-
friend.
I'm just gonna like loop an arm around Garrett's shoulders and be like, "You won't believe me if I tell you it gets weirder. So let's just go and just like guide him out."
We question these later. Let's go.
Outside of the cave, you move a little bit further from the mouth of the cave, find a spot, and we're not going to worry about the map anymore right now. Find a nice, fairly comfortable spot hidden from the wind that's constantly blowing in the dark and snow-driven land. And Garrett's going to look at the rest of you and go, well, that's Perilou. Perilou's going to look up and go, pleasure to make your acquaintance. And she's going to curtsy. And when she does, she has a split up both sides of her skirt that would be scandalous in some circles. And is preposterous given how freezing cold it is in this weather.
I vibe it.
I can't even blame her.
She looks good.
That just means she can kick our butts. Like
You do what you
that
gotta
is for mobility.
You do what you gotta do for the fit,
Literally.
She
Like,
All
she,
of us drank our respect women juice this
the
morning.
drip above all else, You
she notices being
Never.
noticed.
the
and
cold is
says,
temporary. The sauce is forever.
yes, Yondalla's blessing keeps my heart warm. Unfortunately, it was not as helpful for poor Makingo. The growling bear growls no more.
Sorry to hear that.
Friend for a long time. Garrett! Said you'd come back, and you did.
Well, of course, that's my job. I'm the guide. I'm supposed to get you back.
Well, yes, but ran away bleeding, so I was a little concerned.
Well, I'm back now. Where's Cousteau and Astrix?
Ah, well, they decided to run screaming further up the mountain in the middle of the attack instead of down the mountain.
Oh boy.
She points at this path that goes to the north and east. They went that way.
We have to go after him.
So we have to go after Cousteau and Ampersand. But how much time do we have to make that happen?
I kind of just look at Garrett to be like, if you say so, we're going.
Have to.
Brom nods in agreement, even though they just pulled off something completely crazy.
Until mission completion, I am sworn to protect Garrett. Where he goes, I go.
God, I'm never gonna get used to this thing.
I like it.
Come on.
Garrett starts leading the way up to the very peak of the mountain.
We did it.
Another half hour or so passes. I need someone to lead a perception check or a survival check. Looking.
Should not be me.
Oh wait, I'm good at both of those. I have good perception, wisdom stuff. I can do that.
Do it.
Do it.
All right. Hopefully my rolls go better than they've been going tonight. Here we go. That's a number.
13.
That is indeed a number.
That is a number. 13 is a number.
So you start walking further up. It's another half hour or so up around this twisted path to the top of Kelvin's Cairn. And as you get close to the top, Azerus, you do notice a collapsed tent, mostly covered in snow. It's almost like someone tried to seek shelter of some kind, but a heavy snowfall or something else wiped out the tent.
Oof.
As he's kind of marching and such, he'll eventually kind of just like stop and like pivot in the direction of the tent and just go, proximity encounter. You know, just kind of registering the tent over in the distance.
Azerus, what does that mean? Garrett says.
There's a tent in the distance. It doesn't appear occupied.
We should go look, says Brom. I imagine like
Walking over immediately as soon as you say like we should go like Roger and starts like walking like moving over.
I somehow imagine like Azerus, like when he pivots, it's like he pivots his top half but not the bottom half.
Yeah, he just turns his torso.
As you get close to the tent, you realize that it was it's collapsed because it was built close to the edge.
Oh.
And you see bare rock where it looks like snow perhaps had fallen. And looking down, about 35, 40 feet down the side of Kelvin's Cairn, you see a pair of blue boots sticking out of the snow.
Oh no.
Hey, that's what Sabine wanted to look for.
Yeah.
It's
Oops.
Elvis.
We should try and we should see if he's still alive. He's
Yeah.
dubious, but the guy didn't fall that far, so maybe he's alive.
I could scan for nearby life forms. If you
How about
need.
you just hold the rope and we'll...
Also
and we-
doable.
Yeah.
He then kind of like just like kneels down, assuming like rope holding stance is like awaiting, like
Yeah.
hands still open, like awaiting the rope to be like.
Brom will put the rope in his hand and then will tie it to himself and starts climbing down to go investigate.
Oh, I
I'll
was
just
gonna
kind
go
of
climb.
myself nice and firm, lock in, you know, piston in place.
You can climb too. I don't know what's going to happen to this guy. He might not be alive.
Let's send one person down. I'll go down next for you if you need backup, but I don't want to leave them alone. You know,
Fair.
love them all. They need a dad.
We must be dead.
7, not good. He's going to slide down that rope.
So Brom starts to descend, and although you watched Garrett tie the knots. As you start to descend, Garrett goes, "Wait, no!" And the knot slips from around your waist, and you suddenly just lose your grip
Ow.
and are
Oh, no.
grabbing the side. It's not a 40-foot fall. It's more of like a desperate cling as rocks are scattering around you. Your face is bouncing against the stones as
Ow.
you slide down.
Is he still within 10 feet?
So wait,
So I could get you back.
You what? Still within 10 feet for
I
Don't do
can't.
that.
Okay.
Oh,
You know,
sorry,
one day,
Do not.
one day,
Niffer.
it's gonna work, and you're gonna.
Yes, but
be
not
glad I did
today,
it.
because you're
Okay.
gonna knock him out. You know it.
Brom, at some point I designated you non-hostile, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, then, by code, the moment that Brom slips, Azerus just leaps down into whatever pit Brom is like slipping.
Wow,
Yeah.
don't do that.
So
Neo's right on that back.
I have to. My
Oh, no.
friend just fell. I have to go help my friend.
What's happening?
No.
So-
Not a smart robot. What do you want me to do?
Brom begins
love
falling,
No.
face bashing against the rocks. You take 5 bludgeoning damage from hitting the rocks and tumbling down. It was more of a slide than a fall. But it's a long slide. You're bouncing, you're grabbing a hold of rocks. You're able to slow yourself enough, but it still hurts quite a bit. And then Neo, on the back of Azerus, all of a sudden you hear Azerus go, "I am on my way," and dive face first off the side.
Neo just like, what?
So
I'm a coming friend.
Neo, I would like you to make an acrobatics check to hold on, or athletics, your choice.
You know, this should be good.
And
Let's do
Azerus,
it!
I would like you to make an athletics check to slow your roll.
Here we go.
I just have no good rolls today. We got a 9.
I don't even. What did I get? Hold on.
21.
Oh, a 21. Let's go.
So
Right.
Azerus goes face first, and it's almost like he planned this. His legs and his arms both go out, spread wide. His hands like reverse themselves. His feet have like little climbing claws that show up out of nowhere, and just it's this terrible grinding sound. But it's almost like he's just sledding down this 35, 40-foot rock face penguin
He is
style.
absolutely
Exactly.
going down penguin style.
I'm a coming friend.
Neo
I'm on
on
my
the
way,
back
don't you worry.
is trying so hard to keep a hold, but is bouncing all over the place. And about halfway
Buddy.
down, Neo loses his grip,
Oh
rolls
Can I try
the rest
and
of the way, and takes 4 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, ow.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault.
Oh, no.
Like, you're okay. That was
Wait.
my fault.
Are Laine and I the only ones standing at the
no.
top?
Yeah.
Garrett,
Mirth is gonna look at you and then look and go, "Did you see that?"
Don't. And I just kind of like put out an arm because you have a tendency to jump places. And I'm just gonna preemptively stop you.
Like
I'm not gonna
echoing
ruin my
from
new
the-
clothes.
echoing from
Perilou
the bottom,
and-
you can just hear like, "Fear not, I shall tend to our friends' safeties."
Perilou and Garrett look at Laine and look at Mirth and look at each other. Did we just jump off a
They're
mountain?
just naturally heroes.
They all
Yeah,
just jump
I
off
like
a
that it-
mountain.
Big robot, I gotta.
This is the worst rescue I've ever been a part of.
Hey, you're
But
alive.
you
Mirth looks
have been
offended.
rescued.
Yeah.
Been rescued.
Snaps for that.
Those of you,
We're like naturally dumbasses.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It's just suddenly their new friend is like Princess Leiaing it.
the rest of you who did not jump face first off a mountain in the hope that there's something soft at the bottom, you look, and just a few hundred feet, there's this kind of last little bump in the mountain until you're at the peak of the mountain itself. And there, especially with Laine's Devil's Sight, and just at the edge of the torchlight that Mirth has, you can see what appears to be a figure sitting on a platform staring off into the distance. So while they tumble down the cliff face, we'll see what.
Gracefully, might I add.
For one of us.
Oh,
That's the
Yeah,
one who died before HP.
Brom is like falling down the mountain, like a champ.
I'm just kind of like, grindedly kind of falling next to you, just like, are you okay, Fred?
Brom's just like bleeding.
Just fear not. When we hit the bottom, I will assist.
Neo's just flying free, going, I didn't sign up for this.
I just imagine he like Sonics it, where he like becomes a ball and just like starts
Literally
rolling.
with the fire. At this point, that's planned.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, they hit the bottom, and Brom kind of like screeches to a halt. I'm sure his hands are quite ouchy now, even though he was gloved. He just kind of like stops finally, and then looks at Neo and Azerus. Are you okay? He asks. He does not look okay.
The real question is, are you okay?
Function normalized. Are you too well?
No,
I'm
the question
all right.
is that person down there okay? That's what you were supposed to be looking for.
Neo forgot all about it in the fall.
Just kind of just like
Scatterbrained.
And just like looks up.
Neo
and
took
laser action just, affirmative.
Neo took +5 brain damage.
Literally. Didn't have much to begin with.
no.
Okay, well, Brom's gonna try and pull Blue Boots out. Hopefully they're alive.
So it appears as though at some point there was the snow collapsed, and the other thing you notice as the three of you come to at the bottom is the face of this part of the mountain is just getting rocketed by wind. I mean, the wind is blowing hard in your face. You have to yell at each other to hear, and even though it's blowing above as well, there's something about the shape of this part of the mountain that is just catching every bit of wind, and it is bitterly cold here. And as you pull on the boot, Blue Boots is buried in the snow, and they're not coming out. Go ahead and give me a strength.
Gee, if only you had a fiery
Yeah, I
person
was
who
like,
could
can
melt
I,
some snow.
I could try to like strength check to like lift this person.
So Brom on one boot, Azerus on the other boot, and Neo melting the snow.
Neo's gonna use produce flame to melt that snow.
Here we go.
Go ahead and give me strength checks are fine. Saves are fine. That'll work. I was gonna give you all advantage, so Azerus, that nat 20 works.
Oh, cool.
That's fine.
I rolled a nat 1.
Great,
and
18.
Bookended.
So an 18 and a natural 20 to pull, and you, between the three of
Rip
you,
this person's leg off. Oh god.
No,
Just
no,
Just
no,
pop.
no, you didn't.
we throw
Blue
him back up
Boots
there.
comes just straight out of the snow, but there is no give at all in his body, completely frozen.
Oh.
Neo's gonna like go up to him. Is he able to answer a question? Does he look that frozen?
Yeah, he
Honey,
looks-
he's dead.
Love, he's not coming out of this.
Baby.
We're brain dead right now. He just fell
Yeah.
down that cliff.
So Azerus kind of just like, I imagine I just kind of like have Blue Boots just like up in the air. I'm kind of just like, he doesn't
He's like, can I warm you? And he's like trying to put his hands up to him.
just
Oh.
looking.
Brom just kind of puts
Yo,
his hand
like-
out like, wait.
Sorry.
Don't reheat the fish stick. It's too late.
Fish stick.
Azerus
That's
is like,
rude.
he's not a peer functional.
Is he okay?
We
I
sent
think
the
he's gone.
people least adapted to deal with death down there.
Well, Brom will be okay.
Yeah. Brom's
Trust
Brom
Brom with a
acquaintance.
dead body.
Brom's just, Azerus is just staring at it. He's just kind of just like, what exactly? Why did this thing stop working?
That's actually what
That
Neo's
is
doing
him, so
too.
He just kind of checked the person. He's like, this person's very dead.
Yeah. it's just-
Wait, what do
He
you
looks
mean
at-
dead?
He's no longer alive.
his function is
Post-death.
ceased.
He was the person that we were looking for, but it seems he's no longer with us.
In a very rare moment of like, I don't know, sentience, intelligence, Azerus will kind of like slowly lower the body and then turn to Neo and like kind of like hunker down a bit and just go, "Is this your first?"
I don't think so. I seen a lot of people dying on the way here, just since I've gotten here, but I haven't seen anybody dead like this, I guess.
Azerus kind of gets quiet for a moment and then just just complete silence for a good 10 to 15 seconds, and then following that just, it doesn't get easier, and then kind of stands back up. And then turns back to Brom and says, and then what now?
Well, we'll have to see if he has anything on him that might explain what Sabine was looking for. And then we'll give him some rites before we get out of here. He says, kind of turning his head back towards the cliff, because, never pays to dally down, away from others. So
What I'm
he's
going to do
quickly,
is, as you turn your head toward the cliff, catch a second figure huddled underneath a cleft in the rock. Then we're going to see what's going on at the top of the cliff.
Up top.
Mirth, Laine, what are you up to at the top of the rock face?
Deeply concerned about the poor sparkles down there. We can see them, right?
Yes.
Or
it's about 35, 40 feet, and you can see snow is being whipped up. So they're dark shadows at the bottom of.
I am gonna.
You need to get out of there.
I'm gonna pull out my rope and start trying to find a place to anchor it to give them a lead up if they can.
Garrett's going to come over to help you and go, yeah, never did catch up how to tie these knots, did you?
So how much does everybody weigh?
Well, we won't have to pull you if we can find a place to
Well,
grapple.
no, because I'm thinking I can just climb check it with you guys, or as many as I can fit on my back.
We'll get to that in a moment. So Garrett ties the rope off, secures it to a piton that he's driven into the mountain.
I'm the one saving here. You don't get to mock knots.
You want it done right, or do you want ego?
I want it done right.
Mirth is laughing in the background at this rapport.
I'm stupid.
Let the mountain climber tie the knot.
I mean, I absolutely have let him. I'm just being a grump about it.
Finishes the knot, ties a sling for you that you can sit in to descend.
Oh, I'm not going down. Here is the rope. Y'all can climb your way up.
Okay.
My job is done.
Garrett tosses the rope down. Mirth, anything else at the top before we go back down to what they see at the bottom?
Mirth will ask Garrett if he'll help do a second one so we can get maybe more up more quickly, because you don't want to be down in a crevasse too long in an unforgiving mountain.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess as Azerus sees the two ropes descend, he'll
2 ropes fall.
Decide. Three is a larger number than 2. At which point he'll turn to his friends and say, "You two ascend using the ropes. I believe I can climb." And he'll just kind of again kind of turn sword to dig it into the mountain and begin just a really arduous and very loud ascent up the cliff.
And doing a gargoyles climb.
Yeah, just just clawing it in there,
Garrett,
right
Garrett
hand
will lean over to Mirth and say, "Yeah, they
sword for anchor.
We call this face the scream." And realize this literal. This wind is just howling up through. And so Azerus starts climbing. Brom, you notice a figure huddled in a cleft underneath the rock.
Brom is going to go, Brom's going to go investigate the crouched person in the cleft of the rock.
You lean down.
Hello.
And as you get a better look, you see that it's a figure that is huddled, knees pulled up, cloak pulled over their head, arms folded and buried deep in the cloak, just sitting there still.
Hello, he asks, and he'd go investigate.
No answer.
Neil's gonna run over to you. What's going on?
There's someone here. I don't know if they're alive. He goes to touch the figure as if to rouse it. He's going to try and see if they're living.
The cloak is frozen. It's solid.
Ooh.
Oh.
And as you touch it, the hood comes back. And you see a tiefling's face. Green skin. With two small horns at the top. And hair cut short. Kind of a deep greenish black look. Cut short. Straight. Pulled back into a ponytail in the back. And when the hood falls away, you see the hands are holding a small box.
It's not Sabine, is it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Is it?
No, he said straight hair.
The hair
Yeah,
hair
okay.
is different. The color of the skin has, because this figure's
freaked
dead,
out
it's lost
so
some of its
much.
vibrancy. There are
Good.
there are a number of similarities. In fact, it's likely that Brom's first thought was it might be.
He definitely thought it was Sabine for a second, and he kind of makes like a. I don't get that very often as much anymore because I'm actually exposed to gore pretty readily. But sometimes you see something so horrible, you kind of like do that weird little like backwards gasp, and that's what he does when he pulls the cloak back. And he kind of like, he doesn't step back, but he kind of like lurches back like this with his hand out. And then realizes it isn't her and breathes out. Also deceased. He says sadly. And he kind of examines them. He'll heal check just to make sure since I'm sorry, he's racist against tieflings. You can't always be sure.
Cold to the touch.
Yeah.
Fun.
Bad way to go.
Ooh. Oh yeah, he knew it was dead. Sorry, I rolled a medicine check. It's just
Oh yeah, you don't got to roll medicine for this. This is
very dead.
Hey.
He sighs
Brom?
and takes the box.
We'll probably call that after Brom nervously if you're not hauling your way up like usual. Did you break something?
No, I'm fine. Yells back up. He takes the box and would look for any kind of identifiers with this person or the other.
as you search the body, you find a potion of healing. You find a second potion. It has this little label written on the side. That's a potion of invisibility. And then there is a leather-bound book as well.
He takes all of these items for now. And since they can't really carry the bodies back because it's a really long way, he, for the sake of time, would very quickly kind of do a burial for them so they don't have to sit undignified and exposed.
Neil's helping.
And would cover them up and would pray over their bodies. Before them, of course, because that's sorry guys. And then afterwards uses his holy symbol and kind of touches each grave and then would prepare himself to go up. What a bummer.
Yeah.
So for narrative time, I'm not going to have you roll to get back up the side. Between the experienced mountain guide and the ropes and a warforged climbing their way up the top. It takes some time, but all of you climb back up to the lip, 35, 40 feet above, and find yourself reunited with the rest of the group. And Garrett looks at you and says, "Paul."
They were all gone. One lived for a while. She was curled up in there.
Shame to hear, I'm sorry. Do you know them?
Yes. I knew of them.
Has them now.
He nods again solemnly. He'd give the healing potion to Neo.
Neil actually doesn't take it because he's just distressed right now. So he's not even like looking at anybody.
You should give it to Mirth.
Brom puts a hand on his shoulder and would hand the potion to Mirth.
I can deliver the potion to whoever needs it in battle. I'm a runner, so yeah.
Ah, you're the medic.
Yeah, I'm like the
Deal with
just
it.
cartwheeling after people. I can't do anything else. Just throwing.
Brom's got 4 hit points left, so he should probably be taking it himself, but he's distributing
That's the truth.
You should take it right now then.
Ah, we're gonna sleep. It's fine. This is fine.
It'll be okay.
Y'all are gonna sleep.
I love having a warforged take nap. Take watch.
I don't sleep.
The
Powers down.
Anyways,
Garrett's gonna say, "Well, we're at the summit anyway. Should we go to the top to speak to the sage?"
He's up there.
Oh,
He thought it was made up. He was just here to help rescue Garrett.
Azerus
if he
kinda, like,
really
you know,
wants to, Lane's like,
listlessly
whatever.
looks towards the top and just says, "I've heard many stories of this stage in my time. If he's real, I have a question for him."
let's climb and you'll find out. There's begins the ascent up the last, 50 feet of path that ascends upward. It's steep, but not too steep. They say the sage of Kelvin's Cairn will answer all of your questions. The trial to get to the top, the question of whether you can face all that the Dale throws at you or not. And the reward. Reward is the sage. When he gets to the top, he places a hand on this rock formation that looks somewhat like a figure sitting on a platform. Sage is just another rock. But some people talk to her. They say there's wisdom in these stones. A few even claim she talks back. I, for one, doubt it.
Well, I like talking to rocks.
Sometimes think I'm a rock, so
sad. No, but that was out of character. Brom's gonna wait until everyone else talks to the sage before he says anything.
Anybody want to talk to the sage?
Yeah. Mirtha's gonna take out a coin and acknowledge Tamora and then flip it and put it at the feet of the rock. And rather than asking it out loud, Mirth is going to have his own, like, he worships Tamora, like the goddess of luck. That's his whole thing. So I think he's going to be like, Lady Luck, let's not make any of my party members turn into bodies. Nobody else needs to die while we're on the mountain. We're just here trying to make things better. Thank you.
Azerus wants to ask the sage a question, but he's kind of unsure how to phrase it. Again, he's not the most articulate folk around, so he's kind of just like,
He's plenty articulate.
he's just thinking through it for a bit. So he's kind of like, he's unsure how it goes. So maybe he's kind of looking around and seeing other people have questions to ask. Wondering, seeing like if there is anything else to say before he speaks up. Will you help us survive? It's funny. But eventually he'll kind of come forward. After everything gets really quiet for a bit, it seems kind of like no one's really saying anything. He'll kind of realize something else going on, step forward for a bit, unheft the sword, stick it in front of him in that same kind of pose you guys found him in when you first came across him, head bowed for a bit. And he'll kind of speak to the sage and say, Sage of the Cairn, I have seen more things than most creatures that still walk these icy plains. War, destruction, death, men that I love, people I consider close, gone to the ages. And all I have known for to this endless lifetime is warfare, conflict. So I ask you, if there is anything in these stones, can a being such as me, a being made only for the act of war, find purpose in anything else? Or am I to fight until I cease function?
The wind howls.
Kind of assuming this is a question Azerus has had for maybe the last 100 or so years, so not hearing an answer is the closest he can accept. So he'll just kind of, no reaction, not wanting to show his new friends too much. He'll kind of just sit there for a second, unheft the sword, and for the first time in a while, maybe just silently walk back over to where he was.
Azerus.
He kind of turns to you, doesn't say anything though.
I kind of nod at Neo. Was carrying that boy an act of war?
Azerus kind of like blinks a bit, head cock, but doesn't say anything still.
Was hiking up this mountain an act of war?
I fail to see your point. Perhaps my logic is just not complex enough.
You protected us.
You're asking what you're meant for. You've created your own meaning here. You've protected and carried and saved us. You don't have to ask anyone for that.
Azerus kind of straightens his back a bit, and then one more time, this time directly in front of Laine, kind of just drives the sword almost really, really hard, there's an echoing reverberation.
Oh my god, don't break the cliff. Sage can only do so much.
Turn and says, "To you, Laine, I offer a new oath. The first oath since my making I make of my own. Protection, salvation, and safety to you and all those who you consider your friends. Your allies are mine, your enemies mine."
Laine just kind of stands up a little straighter and just gives a nod and kind of does the bro fist over the heart to him.
That was in character.
That was not in character for me, but Niffer's very happy.
Anyone else have a question for the sage?
I have to
think
go
Mirth
last,
did.
but then yes. Mirth, did you get an
wanna
answer?
Go next?
There's no answer being given. Just the wind
Okay.
howling.
Brom kneels in front of the sage of the Cairn and inclines his head, placing the coin down, and says, "O sage of the mountain, is this really the way to the Knights of the Black Sword, the minions of Legistus?" He speaks very quietly, as if almost to himself, not expecting an answer. He sighs, exhaling, keeps his pose for a minute, and then gets up.
Neo? Any questions for
kinda
the
just-
sage?
He's just looking the opposite way off into the distance. He's not really paying attention to anything that's going on right now.
After we kind of all decide that we're done and make our way back down, Laine kind of ushers everyone ahead of him and just rifles through his pack and pulls out a drawing that that his kids did, and he's just gonna stick it at the base of the sage, kind of under the rock, just so he can tell his son that his picture is up there.
Oh,
That's
God, good. Oh, that's good.
so good.
so good.
Oh, I'm good. No, I'm
As-
good.
Did I just actually make you cry?
No, we're good. No,
Yes.
we're good. No, we're keeping
Definitely.
it right. We're good.
Get back in there, tears.
That was
I just didn't see
that was
coming at all.
that
I
was
like,
my dad
"Fuck,
watching
it's really
$1 Million
good."
Baby
Oh,
with me.
That's funny.
no. Okay, all right, I'm good. We're back in it. Stone-faced
All
robot.
right.
Lane comes back down, and
Yeah.
Garrett's standing there. I've seen this play out many times. Some yell, some scream, some blame me. More than a few have tried to punch me, following this simple truth, but I never tell any of them. There's some things you have to find out for yourself. Some things that you only really learn about yourself. You go on a journey like this to discover it.
Nods, although he doesn't, he kind of like walks, he nods to Garrett, but he walks past him to go hug Neo, because Neo just witnessed really horrifying death.
And let's be real, he's like a little comfort beanie baby. Brom,
Yeah.
it's okay to want to hold him.
This is appropriate reaction.
Yes, Neo does not get lifted off the ground because Brom is not me, but he kind of like puts his arms around his shoulders like this, very gently, not enough to be uncomfortable, just kind of like, they're there.
He just doesn't respond, but he takes the hug.
Mirth looks hopefully at Laine.
I was gonna say Laine is just kind of looking at Garrett and kind of puts his arm on his shoulder and is like, well, there's somebody that wants to punch both of us right now back at home. So shall we get that going?
Mirth sighs and reaches for Azerus to go uppies.
Yeah, and I just like reach out my other arm in the opposite direction. Like I'm not looking, and I'm like, still I'm talking to Garrett, but the face is
Mirth
like,
becomes a scaly golden retriever and slithers under the offered arm and tries to bring Azerus with, like, yes.
Azerus
You know that
recognizes
lizard
this-
gif?
Azerus
like,
recognizes this is a hug, and so everyone that's within hugging distance of Azerus is now scooped up in his arms in the tightest
So
wrapping.
that means everyone. So
Yeah, just all of you guys are just up, just like right here, just like
Brom
friends!
just like rises off the ground holding Neo.
Can we just end in a freeze frame like that?
like friends.
Garrett puts a hand in his face. Says, yes, friends. And yep, that is where we will end for this evening. We want to thank chat for hanging around. Don't go anywhere. We are going to stick around for about another 15 minutes or so, chit chat with one another, talk about how the session went, things that went on, and would love to entertain any comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms from the chat
please.
or from the players. So, Foxy, since you are new to one of my games, I'll kind of let you know the intent or the intention of this purpose or this last part. We wanted to have a add kind of a decompression time, a time when we can talk about the game that we played, what was fun about it, what wasn't fun about it, things that were great, things that weren't that great. This is a time not only to share, how awesome, someone did at RP or things like that, but also a time to say, hey, I really wanted to get a word in edgewise, and I kind of felt like I didn't get that chance. So, a lot of times the after sessions are kind of we really, kind of a group hug session, but it's also a time to reflect on the game itself. So both of those things, any, thoughts that anyone has, we're open to them, anything they want to talk about. I usually try and kick it off with something just to kind of get things going. So I did have something in mind. So at the very beginning, I had asked, do we want to do something different to kind of distinguish between when we're talking in character or out of character? One of the things that's really great and that I love about D&D is you can be in the story and out of the story in a lot of different ways. But the thing that, kind of gets stumbly is, if there is the opportunity of something going on and then there's that character break at the inopportune moment, it's almost like a stutter along the way of the story. So I think kind of a balancing act is something that's good to keep an eye on. It's the so I think that's just something I kind of wanted to bring up. I've been playing D&D for 20 years, and I've never had a single session that didn't have a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail until just recently. So I mean, that break is just kind of part of the game. But that's something that I wanted to bring up because we as a group do both things very, very well. We have excellent RP as a group. I mean, all of you interact with each other in beautiful ways, and I absolutely adore it. And all of us also get off track too, and it's fun and it's hilarious when we do. So I just kind of wanted to bring that up to make sure that everyone was on the same page of, yes, this is the type of game we want to play. So I'm not offering it as a one thing or the other. I just wanted to kind of, bring that up. So any thoughts in that regard?
I love the riffing. For me, what fixes it is like a visual indication of when someone's out of character for a prolonged time, so that I can like wait for narrative hooks in character when people are done.
Yep.
That works really well for me. If I look up and I see somebody's like doing a little gesture, like I'm joshing out of character for a little longer than we expected, then it's like, okay, you can kind of hold off and wait to preserve flow.
I think we also do a really good job when reading when each other are out of character and in character.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really get confused ever.
I feel like all of us had some sort of differentiation in our voice to some degree. Like, even if it wasn't like full on accents, we all kind of like had, even if it's like a difference in persona, we all could kind of like see the difference between like when we were in character and when we weren't. So like, even if someone kind of like split character in the middle of a scene or something, you could see the separation between the two very easily by just like that shift in their persona. And then they can kind of bring it right back into their character really, really easily, which I really appreciated a lot. It kind of made it easier to like stay on target even when we got off for a minute, which I thought was fun. Like I loved the joking and like the banter. It was super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy us like chatting, out of character as much as I like us chatting in character. So it's kind of nice. And also everyone here does a great job of like, I know we're not like in costume or like acting, but you all kind of like do a little bit of like physical acting to accompany, RPing your characters in the actual game. And I think that's helpful too, to kind of get a sense of who they are. Because I feel like if we were all just sitting there like I usually am with D&D, doing this over the table, not physically acting at all, then we probably wouldn't have as good of a idea of who everyone was and kind of what their mannerisms are.
Yeah, definitely.
I only wish I could LARP on camera.
I really wish we could do in person.
Oh man, you can't even
like just getting so tactile would be so fun.
Yeah, I had so many like moments of like wanting to like show me like stomping my foot or like swinging my arms very dramatically, where I'm like, man, if we were in person with like some wider cameras, this could have been way, way more fun.
For real.
But Foxy, I picked that up. You did a great job. Like I heard Foley, I heard sound effects as Azerus was doing his thing. Like,
oh, I'm glad. My mic is like my mic is like good and then also not. So like sometimes like it'll pick up like things in the distance really well. Other times I like put something right next to it and they won't hear it at all. So I wasn't sure like what went through and what didn't. I was like, I'm just gonna kind of keep hoping like I'm like giving enough motion to give the sense of what I want. But I think everyone.
The sword motions were great. Side note, two things from me about that. One, my yesterday's session involved our GM just like standing up to me like, I'm gonna show you the martial arts that I know and this is what they do. And I'm like, okay, we are getting into this. It was amazing. Shout out Dead Magic Juice. But second, like that's kind of the one thing I don't like about this virtual background is like I move my arms so much and I just like keep losing it. And I want to show what I'm doing more and I want to be more physical. But suddenly I cannot.
Yeah.
So like that's just like a downside, and it's kind of like, oh, I wish we didn't do virtual backgrounds. But I also love the snow effect of virtual backgrounds, so it's really give and take.
Well, so it's kind of funny because I put this up just because I still had kids that were up and doing some things, and my wife going back and forth a lot. So I put my virtual background up just to kind of hide what's going on behind me a little bit. And it has it's become a thing for us to have them, but there's no need to have them.
We don't have to, but like
we don't have to.
It adds something to it,
It's cute.
Yeah,
It is
definitely.
If you guys want, I can show you like real sword stuff sometime. But for
Ooh,
now, I am
yes.
actually dressed in my medieval clothes. Oh yeah, I get to turn around in them. I forgot I was wearing them, and I've
Ew.
been sitting this whole time. So I'm going to show them
Fashion
off.
show.
Yeah,
Show 'em
absolutely.
Please.
Show 'em
Get
off.
it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do the thing.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
Actually, yes, this is actually a different outfit than Brom would be wearing because this is a linen outfit, and he's wearing wool because it's, you know.
it's cold.
Cold.
I'm going to turn my mic off because I need to take these off.
I also could at some
Myself.
point show people real sword stuff, although I am so out of practice, it's scary.
Yeah.
Yay!
Big
I
fashion.
love
That's
that
fantastic.
so much.
Oh man, these look really good.
Yes.
I'm so impressed with
Brom
that. actually.
pose.
Yeah, can you just
Now we can. Oh,
Oh.
we're getting the
Yeah.
legs.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
Yes,
my, oh the boots!
legs.
Yes.
Oh, the boots!
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Let's just start like Korpiklani, like all the background music.
No,
Yeah.
that was honestly,
So good.
all the way.
Fabulous.
Very impressed.
you know,
Thank you.
my nieces got me this for Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, this is great!" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a scarf." And I'm like, "Or it's a cosplay thing." This is very much like Lane's color scheme, like
Mhm.
what he would be wearing. So like, yeah, it's great.
It's funny because the only two campaigns that I'm in right now where I have anything close to a costume, in both cases, most of my costume is just putting on a hood to a hoodie. Like in one, it works because like it's a cyberpunk red campaign. Like my characters are kind of like, you know, like it's like a street kid. It's like having like the hood on, like the chain kind of works. But in the other one, I'm like a lizard folk beast hunter. I just happen to have a hood, so I'm like,
love
all
it.
right, this is the closest I can get to a costume. Just throw this. One day I'll probably do like some makeup for some scales or something, or who knows. But I don't have the
Yes.
effort right now.
I really love getting to do any like minor things for costumes. Like it doesn't need to be tons, but it does like make me think more of like, okay, well, I have this. I'm cold. I'm gonna be stoic and stuff. Like it's very fun
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
and
I
it
feel that.
helps immersion, I guess.
Yeah, I tend to, and this is like I guess a slightly out of session thing, but like before I hopped in the Zoom call, I spent like a good like, what is it, like 10 or so minutes just like deeply like kind of like processing like Azerus's personality. Like, all right, how do I feel about people? How does he feel about like the world around him? How does he interact? Like, what are some common things he says a lot? So kind of just like putting myself in like the mind space of my character before I like go into a session, even before I pop into the Zoom call, like really helps me like get into the I guess the immersion of my character. And like it totally like didn't hurt that like everyone was so in character and like, you know, having so much fun. Like we had a lot of really fun roleplay
You
moments.
were
Like,
so fun.
yo, for this to be like something I
Word.
literally popped in on, I had
You were so good.
this is so fun. I had so much fun. You guys, your group is so much fun. Oh my god, I want to stay around so much. It's so much fun.
Hey,
Come
can we
join us.
keep him?
Can we keep
Can we keep him?
I mean, I'll happily pop back up randomly, just like you're going off on some other mission and you're just like, oh yeah, we hired this robot. It's like, yo guys,
Please.
boy.
The boy returns. Please come back like those cameos in The Mandalorian.
I will happily,
Unexpectedly.
I will happily do repeated cameo episodes. You listen, I'm unemployed. I don't have anything to do. All right.
Come join us.
We
Amazing.
will see.
Come play
We
with
will
us.
see what we can do. I'm already
Yeah, of
picturing
course.
how the
I'll
layout can
level
be
up the Game
changed.
Master, of course.
Yay.
But yeah, you guys, we were on fire today.
No,
Oh, yeah.
seriously. Oh my god. Like,
Seriously.
from the
The
spell
juice.
with the tattoo, that was so freaking cool. And
Okay,
just Mirth.
I put so much thought into those
The whole
tattoos.
campaign, everything. Every time Mirth opened his mouth, I was like, I love this person. He's my favorite.
Literally.
And Neo just being the cutest boy.
Stop
Oh my
being so
God.
cute.
I'm
So
in love with
disgusting.
him. He's my favorite, and I want to just like I want a sitcom of just like Neo and Azerus just like hanging around, going around
Yes.
the world, doing really dumb shit, and just like it like
Please.
I need it. I need it.
I feel like this is like that one anime with like the really old like construct guy taking care of like
yeah.
the kid.
It's like low key, slightly more hilarious Appleseed. I need this actually.
I was
That
thinking
too.
straight Full Metal Alchemist.
I mean that too. It's all there. Look, listen, Cole. You're in chat somewhere, all right? We'll talk, okay? We'll contact.
We don't talk.
We'll talk.
Let me know if you need a new character portrait. Just say it.
Exactly. We'll talk.
Come join us.
Very
We will
fun.
look
Play
into
with
it.
us forever and ever.
Yeah, no, but even like
Just so good.
I totally expected the last like the sage question thing to actually like be a person who would like have an answer to questions. So when it wasn't, and like and Laine just like made that this like organic character moment of like growth for Azerus. I was like, oh my god, wait, this is amazing. I'm loving this. Like I literally just like threw this character together in like the couple of hours before I had before. So you guys are so awesome.
Perfect.
It's amazing,
Sometimes
though.
things work that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Also, that was so much fun. I love this group synergy. So fun.
I was gonna ask that. So the sage just being a funny shaped rock at the top of a mountain.
Didn't see it coming.
Were you expecting a
Oh.
person? Were you expecting a
No.
rock? What did you think?
So I expected person to the point where even when you said it's a figure, like it's a rock, I thought like, okay, maybe we'll speak to the rock and the rock will like communicate with like some like telepathic voice back to us. Like literally until we got nothing, I was prepared for something.
I thought it was gonna transform. I thought the
Yeah, I
rock
thought
was
like,
just gonna
maybe the
transform.
stone will come to life. Honestly, look, so I had the briefest moment when you first said it's a figure. I thought for a moment, oh my god, it's another warforged. Which I would have been like, that would have been like the coolest thing. But like when you said, oh, it's just a stone figure, I was like, okay, I'll pull back, that's fine. But like I thought like, yeah, that was super fun.
I thought it was going to be. I actually was thinking maybe it would be like a partnered warforged with
Yeah,
Foxy's
like
character.
someone else I like knew from like way back in the war.
Yeah,
I was
like
totally prepared to run with that. Like I had that brief flash. I had a very, very brief cliche flash of like Garrett will somehow become the sage and be like, oh, it was me all the whole time.
Same.
You
That
know,
was my first thought.
I was prepared. I was totally prepped for that. No questions.
I mean, that would have been rad. You know, honestly, my thought was it would either be like one of those. All right, guys, I'm sorry, but this game makes me think of Skyrim. So it made me think of like one of those areas where you walk into like the little like ring thing and you activate like the
Like the
god
dragon
talking
wall
to you
or
or
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you get like you talk to them for a little bit and then like you leave and they just turn back into an animate stone.
Yeah, you know,
So-
something like that.
See, Laine was a cynic to begin with because like Laine is a native here. Like Laine has seen so many people come and be like, da, da, da. And so Laine was a cynic and Niffer also is a cynic. And it's just like, no, there's not going to be a thing up there. So when you were like, you wanted it so bad, Young, you were just like, I'm going to ask. And I'm like, he deserves an answer. And just like,
That was so good.
You specifically said like, I am a being of war. And I'm like, I have seen no part of you being a being of war. All you have done is keep people safe and make sure we survive. That is not war.
Yeah, I was
have you like, this is what I'm doing, it's war. It's like, no, it's not. And somebody needs to tell you.
Yeah, you're a badass guardian.
Like it low key worked so it worked out so well because like part of the reason I wanted to draw on that a lot. Like if like had more combat, like I really wanted to show like Azerus being like a war construct, just like butchering some enemies, and then you guys being like, wait, what the fuck? Holy shit! And then like I kind of wanted to play on that. So like the fact that like we only got in that one combat, so like most of my actions were just like me helping.
And you
guys.
just
like
baseball swung a cat off the cliff.
Baseball swung a cat off a cliff.
That was
It was
beautiful.
great.
Yeah.
You know, honestly,
Yeah, no, it was all perfect. All of it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could have written that better, honestly. Like that was
No.
great.
No,
All of it.
you
was
did
so
beautiful. And
It's the
honestly,
magic
I'm
of
glad.
games.
You are wonderful.
You guys were amazing. You guys made it so easy for me. No
Collaborative
question.
storytelling, chef kiss. I'm like, how do people not have hobbies? When I think about people are like, I don't really know, I just do. I'm like, have you heard about like role playing games?
You ever
though?
played a role playing game? Like hello?
Like for real? Like, yeah,
It's lit, dude.
it is.
I know it's just
So
like, and
good.
honestly, like the nice thing, and I'll just say this, like it's me commenting, but I really like that like for the most part, all of the characters are kind of in moral alignment. Like I don't mean like perfect moral alignment, like you know you all aren't like lawful good or anything, but at least our moral compass is aligned, so we're not like arguing about what to do whenever things are happening.
Everybody's generally pretty nice in character. We have decent people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, any of our characters, if a kid got lost in a parking lot, could come up to one of our characters and they would be fine. And we would help them find their mom. I don't know why I use that analogy, but like we're all decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the kid would be Neo. But yes.
Yeah.
Everyone finds Neo in a
Kid would
parking
be
lot.
Neo is shrunken down to be 3 feet tall.
3 feet tall. Oh, really?
3 feet tall at 8 years old.
Actually, I did have a question for you, Rox. I wanted to just do like a consent check-in kind of here. I know that we've been hamming up Neo being like kawaii and stuff. Is that okay with you, or do
Oh
you
yeah.
want... Okay, cool.
I think it's also better for his like character development, because especially after seeing like specifically all these dead people back to back to back, I think he's going to go less kawaii and more serious.
Yeah,
has seen some.
I was kind of feeling that when I like did the whole like, is it your first death? And you were like, I've seen plenty of people die. I kind of got the feeling you were kind of going for like a moment of like, I'm kind of getting used to this. And so like I felt like Azerus like as a soldier wouldn't have like the like sentimental word, but just be like, hey man, I've watched like 1 million people die. I get it. It doesn't get any easier. Like that's like the best I could do, you know?
It spoke with him.
Yeah, that's honestly the best I could do. Is be like, hey, do you want to get high later? Just like, it's the best I can do right now. Ryan sucks. You want to smoke later, bro?
Dying sucks. Like it's funny because I'm literally playing Brom, who's very he's a little jaded, despite not like doing a lot of war. He's got a worldly sort of view. But he's generally kind. But I'm at the same time I'm playing another character, not in Al's campaign, but in a different one, who's actually like a really kind of terrible person who is like very lawful. So they're more like Azerus, where they've killed a bajillion people. And so like death is no big deal to them, but like to everyone else around them, they're just like I'm sorry guys, you got to experience this terrible thing.
Yeah, just how it works.
Yeah. That's something that I'm kind of really excited to talk about with Neo as well, just as Laine, because yeah, I don't know if you know the background if you've been watching.
I did like binge a couple like like random recap sessions while you guys told me to hop in for the one shot. I was like, oh god, I gotta catch up.
Yeah. But so the whole thing about Laine and why he knows everyone here is he has done this, like he's leveled up super high and then retired and started back at level 1, and so like he's been kind of being like, Neo, this is called experience farming. You need to fight little guys to get used to the big guys and like build your way up, and like trying to mentor this. So I really am so excited to have that convo with Neo.
It's so fun. Like, I can't wait to see that. I'm gonna be watching. I cannot wait to see more of you two interact. It's gonna be so much fun.
I can't wait to be in it.
Everyone is my baby. So
especially
fun.
Neo.
Especially
There's
Neo.
there's a
Sabine.
couple things I want to hit on real quick, and then we'll start wrapping up. One, Purple tossed in a couple comments down there, just that the delayed response was very in character for a warforged. So it, really,
I kind of wanted to play on like the like, I don't know what to say, but I have like, or like more of like the I know what to say, but I'm pretty sure like just through previous experience dealing with like mortals that like if I say like the blunt thing, it's gonna sound stupid. So it's like tempered response. It doesn't get any easier. That's all I got, kid. Sorry.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
So, and then also as far as consent check goes, so I did hit a dog tonight.
I know.
So I was honestly worried that the cat could kill Brom. And had the dog bite them
almost did
and get slashed. So I just wanted to check in on that. Is that something that, given the context, we shouldn't do? How does everyone feel?
I feel that plot armor could be as simple as, and then the crag cat swipes again, but the dog like gallops off screen or is dramatically
runs
hit,
away.
but still has hit point. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
or
ways
even,
to
like-
fudge it, you know.
Or even just like, oh, dog is knocked unconscious and the cat leaves it alone because we're afraid, and then we can fix the dog like we fix a regular character.
Mhm.
Like having there be emotional weight of like, oh, things can get hit to an extent is also very important, because it's like we yeeted that cat off the cliff in 2 moves. Like it barely mattered. But having there actually be like, oh, Brom is losing tons of health, and now that dog is getting like targeted, made it like erase the stakes.
High stakes. I love high stakes.
I can see it.
Hit more dogs. Hit us.
No hitting more dogs.
I never want
Please,
Mertz to have
Al,
more.
Al,
the-
mute. No, mute Al.
Like
There was,
each dog can get like 1 hit that doesn't kill them,
and then they
because
run
we'll
away.
know that it doesn't kill them.
How many dogs are there gonna be?
It's the same. It's
All
the
of
same
them.
thing when we came across the rest of the sled dogs, and everyone was immediately concerned for the health of the sled dogs before I could get to the end of the description saying they're all fine. They got in one of the boxes. But no, but I did want to check on that. The other thing that I wanted to check on, and this is one that I considered completely writing that baby Yeti thing out. It's called a Yeti tyke, which is a small Yeti.
Yeah.
And there was, of course, the potential you guys would have gotten a fight in there. Yeti tyke would have taken off running, so there wouldn't have been a fight there as far as the tyke goes. But Brom speaking Yeti is something that I
have a question. Why does Brom speak
I
Yeti?
forgot to ask.
Brom
Why?
has the question. Brom has the question too. He's like, "What? I'm just not going to question it. It's
Azerus
happening."
Used on like, do you guys not all like do? I don't know how like, you guys are so young to me. I don't know how you things work. Do you not all weird guttural language? Like low key, when most people talk, they sound like that to me. I'm gonna be honest. So like, I'm not.
They're rubbing their flesh together. Oh God, what was that one like Rick and Morty thing? They're like making flesh sounds or something.
Making flesh sounds.
They're rubbing their flesh together to make meat sounds. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I don't like like low key. Like most languages are just they sound like Yeti to me. So I was like, oh okay, I guess like this one just sounds a bit different than the other small, slightly less hairy Yetis around, I guess. Like,
so
Some of us aren't hairy, okay?
that's fair. Some of us are scaly. I accept. My apologies.
Mirth quietly is like every time after done hanging out with like mammals is like just like she sheds so much.
That's funny.
But they're so cute though, and they make cute noises. Yeah.
but I wanted to, so the Brom speaking Yeti, with all of you, I've talked about different things of secrets of some kind that kind of are drawn out by Icewind Dale.
Is Brom half Yeti?
I was gonna say,
And-
was Brom raised by Yetis?
Uh,
All of us have different conspiracy theories about this, and I'm here for it.
so that's
Fake
just
news.
that's just something that everyone will have to deal with. Is the Brom, perhaps even at a surprise to Brom, can speak Yeti.
Brom's paladin.
You're aware, Yeti.
Like the Yeti god or something. Is like that secretly like who like Brom
Please.
worships.
He's
Brom is
Yeti.
Yeti god.
He follows Torm, so it may just be a blessing by his god, which is what he's assuming it is, or at least is somewhat.
As for Getty the Yeti, oh no!
Getty the Yeti, no!
Oh my!
Cool.
Oh my god.
Sounds like some kind of pasta, but yes.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Oh, my face hurts from smiling. Quickly make me sad.
Nope, we're gonna wrap
So
this.
I
very-
haven't
he's-
seen my son in 3 weeks. Does
That's
that
why
help?
you adopted a lot more sons to make
Hey,
up
there.
for it.
You're
Yep.
you're losing
I mean,
a
a
robot.
little bit.
There's your sad.
Oh no.
Oh, we're not
Oh.
burying him.
Ro-
So for
Robot has to go wander off into the snowy waste to go do more robot.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He,
No, he
he's going to
doesn't.
join us.
He has to
Ronan
wander back
robot.
to us.
Ronin robot.
I feel
just
like-
kind of
Yes!
occasionally just pops in.
Ronin
Hey guys,
robot.
sup me again.
Please.
What are we doing now?
Yes! This is the content we crave.
This is the way.
This
This
is
is
the
the way.
Ronan robot.
I wanted to make a joke like, all right, chat, how much money do we have to give to get a reappearance of Azerus? But like I said, I low key joked about a good table for a song, and we got 3, so I don't want to make
Yeah,
that
the
joke
good
now.
The songs were
I
so
was gonna say some
good.
people, I can't do it.
Yes.
The songs were a great distraction while I looked up the good table that I have because I
It
had
all
to
worked. It all worked. It
I had
all
to
worked.
It
adjust
worked
all
out- it
3 of
worked
them a
out
little bit.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So a couple things, just bookkeeping wise, everyone can level up for next session.
Hooray.
The good table for
Level up.
Laine, we did not
Yes.
actually get to use.
That's okay.
So your fiery fists for any attacks are going to continue until the next combat you do.
I was gonna forget that, so now I guess I just have to write it down. Be responsible.
Brom, your bag of gold, do keep track of how much you have. So however much you gave to the Yeti, subtract that from the 500 and keep a tally of that. Or 1,000. Sorry, I gave you 1,000, didn't I?
Yes. Let me grab a handful of coins and see how much that would be. I will literally do that right now. So be right back. I actually have a treasure chest. Give me a second.
Okay.
It
Nerd.
all works.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's actually pretty amazing. I can't even lie.
I
And
love
then
the nerd boy.
And then Al, you also have lost some of your gems and such, but you still have quite a few.
Just enough to look cool, right?
As many as you think.
I still look cute.
You
Al
always look cool.
still shiny.
Thanks.
Always shiny.
Always shiny.
I could always do like full on like Instagram makeup and do like a Mirth inspired vibe at some
That'd be
point.
No,
Would
that'd be
Wouldn't that be fun?
With that,
Can we schedule like actual everybody comes in cosplay day?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
two.
Because
yeah.
Yeah.
works out.
but the thing is like Rox can only do it once because it'll burn all of his hair off. So we have to be really specific.
We get Rox like a full 5 minutes of cosplay before he has to go to the hospital for the 3rd-degree burns.
We just gotta plan the day. I'll have the ambulance ready.
So
All right, guys, I got the lighter fluid.
Yeah, we'll let
20
Rox do
minutes
it.
go.
We'll get one good
It's like a
screenshot of him
fine
like
plum
this,
pudding.
and then we'll just like hold that on the screen for the whole session
My
while he
hair
runs to
isn't
the
even that
hospital.
long.
We're just
Or
gonna
how
get
about
you
you
a
just make
filter.
felt fire? Yeah, just like put a little felt on his head.
That's so funny.
For good sized coins like this, it's only about 21 gold that fits my hands, and that's going like that.
Go ahead and just reduce that from your 1,000, and you keep track of that, and keep track of any you spend of that 1,000 too.
I actually have gold from before. It looks like too. Yes.
Yeah, in theory, we all had starting gold.
I'm
That's
leveling
right,
up 'cause I'm
but
so
we
good at
spent
being a
some
character
too.
in this thing, so I'm
I have a
gonna-
loot log for us. Hold on. I can post that later if you want. I'll write
Oh
down
yeah,
the stuff
post
that
it
I
later.
probably
This is
got.
just bookkeeping stuff. I think that is everything from us for the evening. Chat, I want to thank you for hanging out and being awesome, having so much fun with all of us. We had an absolute blast. We will be back for more wonderfulness in 2 weeks. Sabine will be back with us, and I suppose we will see if Azerus
Azerus.
returns or not.
Yes.
We'll just have to look
Always
into the
around.
possibilities. Until then, and until we meet again. Good. Oh, we gotta read something.
Are you dabbing?
I can't stop dancing until the stream goes out. I gotta keep going.
Yeah, and I can't
Are you
go
dancing?
stream out until I figure out where we're
Do
raiding.
the worm.
I woke my dog up. Oh no.
You know what? I am gonna raid off of the TPK list. We are gonna go check out Jacob. Jacob is a streamer, queer content streamer that I absolutely adore. Does a wonderful job. Is in League of Legends, and Jacob is great about giving flack to people that give flack.
Ooh.
So we're gonna go over to Jacob. I hope everyone has some fun.